What's good, everybody? I appreciate you checking in. I got my guy, Chris, Tech Show Podcast. He's rolling through. We've been able to sleep a little bit. We slept on the embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers. But I think the one thing that we did is Chris and we're going to have Severe roll in. I hope he can get through. I think he's hitting a little bit of traffic trying to get in. So we're going to see if he could pop in. He's definitely going to try to join us. Can't wait to get his take on a lot of this. But I think one thing that Chris and I did is we broke down some film. We took a look at some film. We were able to sleep on it. We had our instant reaction Sunday night, so we kind of broke it down a little bit. But I'm glad I was able to look at the film because I got to see some different things. I got to see it in a little bit of a different light. And so I'm excited to kind of break this thing down. Also, kind of break some film down. We'll pick up some plays and kind of get you guys' thoughts on it. But Chris, how you feeling, man? A couple days after we've been able to sit on for 48 hours. How you feeling?
Still disappointed, man. And honestly, after having a chance to really break down on the film, and we'll talk about it, even more disappointed because guys just didn't show up. Guys just didn't have that passion. So it was tough. This was a tough film study for sure. But I'm ready to turn the page, get ready to beat up on Cleveland. But we definitely got to talk our talk about this film, man.
Yeah, and to your point. Right. It was disappointing because I think it was disappointing mainly because I think we lost that game in a way I didn't think we were going to.
No.
When you say people didn't show up, I think, we're going to have our issues and we're going to talk about the winners and losers. And we're going to go into this game film. But I think what was really tough is I think we lost this game in a way that no one expected. And we had players that we thought were going to step up and they didn't step up.
Yeah,
we have our flaws. We have position groups that are struggling, and that's no secret.
Yeah,
right. When we had our instant reaction on Sunday, we talked about some adjustments we should have done. But again, after breaking down the film, I feel like there were some adjustments.
Right,
we just didn't execute properly.
Right,
and so I think that's where it gets tough. So, but we're gonna jump into this. I appreciate everybody rolling through. I appreciate everybody. Let me know kind of your thoughts as we go through this. And remember, if you have a question at all, hit that hashtag Raiders and then hit us with that question just so it catches my eye. And Nana and Papa Radio, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate everybody coming through. SoCal Sal, I appreciate you pulling up. LA Raider, I appreciate you checking in. Transplant, Angelo, I appreciate you rolling through. I got chopped in our Guillotine League last night. Pretty bittersweet about it. I'm telling you, now I can actually pay attention to the leagues that I got a lot of money invested into. So a little bittersweet. But hey, it was a good experience. Definitely a different league. Guillotine Fantasy League. Definitely different. But shout out to you, Angelo. I appreciate you pulling through.
Shout out to Angelo.
Dixon Sider, you're pulling up. I appreciate you. Sun Goddess, appreciate you checking in. So remember, guys, wherever you're at, if you can, hit that like button. I'm RealTalk Raider Nation, 805 Raider. I got my guy Chris over the Protect the Shield podcast. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit those notifications so you know the next time we go live or post new videos. And so let's dive into it. We're going to talk a little bit about winners and losers. We're going to touch a little bit about what Antonio Pierce said in that press conference because again, we've had about 48 hours to kind of sit on it and let that kind of digest. But let's talk winners and losers. Okay, let's start first. Let's talk about the defense. All right, let's talk about who are your, if you can call it anything, who are your winners on defense. Chat, follow with us. Let us know who your winners were on defense, if anybody. But Chris, who was your winners on the defensive side of the ball, if any?
I don't know if I could say winner. Maybe who didn't look as bad as everyone else. I think Christian Wilkins did decent. I didn't see him. I don't know, man. It's hard to say in a winner. Jack Jones played terrible. Hobbs played terrible. Jacorian Bennett, maybe out of all the defensive backs, he didn't play as bad as I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to give a winner when you give up that many points. So, but if I had to, I'm gonna say I'll just say Christian Wilkins.
So there was one player where this player got blown off on the line, and it was tough because it was fairly early. But the only winner that I can put out there, and it's only because he had a highlight. He got on the highlight reels. It was Charles Snowden. He got a half a sack with Christian Wilkins.
That's true.
He got in there. Undrafted free agent trying to maintain his spot on this roster. I'll give it to him. So let's go to the easy question. And according to the chat, it sounds like really no winners on the defense as well. Yeah. Not a lot of people. SoCal South says defense thought it was a bye week. You can't deny that.
See, people, what's going on in my 2 cents? See, people got Spillane on there. I don't even think I could put Spillane on there. And I know we'll talk about it, but I think Spillane had a rough game, man.
We're going to talk about it. Definitely.
He had a rough game.
And for everybody pulling up in the chat, we're going to go through some game film. We're going to pull up game film like we did last week, and we go ahead and check it out. But I'm Easy Box. I appreciate you rolling through. He says, Spillane, my 2 cents. I appreciate you pulling up. Joel, appreciate you checking in.
Salute, everybody. Salute.
Absolutely. Milka Beezy, what's up? I appreciate you coming through as well. We got Billy J 916, you coming through as well.
He did have that sack. He did have that sack.
Yeah, so you got to give him a little bit of credit, you know.
He was there.
If we can give anybody credit, I guess we'll do that. Assassin's Creed, I appreciate you pulling through. Remember, guys, make sure you hit that like button wherever you're at. I'm Real Talk Raider Nation, 805 Raider. You got my guy Chris at the Protect Show podcast. We hope that Severe can pull up here. He got delayed a little bit, so hopefully he comes through. So let's talk about the losers on the defense. All right, let's make it happen. Chris, who are your losers? And maybe we just stick to 3, okay? Let's try.
Yeah, I was about to say I can go for a while, man. But Jack Jones, I mean, he just didn't play sticky coverage towards the end of the game. I don't know if he just kind of got attitude or just kind of lost motivation, but just kind of, he kind of reminded me of Marcus Peters in some parts of the game, unfortunately. So I'll definitely say him. I will say I don't think Hobbs had a good game at all. I mean, honestly, actually, I'm gonna say Trayvon Moore. Trayvon Moore didn't have a good game either. I was gonna say Spillane, but I forgot he was the one that had the sack. And Trey's bad angles, bad tackling, bad effort. I'm gonna say those 3, but I could go on and on.
So Joel, he's got Morag, Jack Jones, Tyree. We got Assassin's Creed losers Jones, White, and Merrick. So okay, so I said this in the beginning. My question is, a lot of people were down on Merrick. So I'm wondering why, because I watched the game film, and I guess what I'd say my biggest losers in my opinion is Jacorian Bennett and Jack Jones. I think both of them. There was a couple plays. There was one where there was an outside screen, wide receiver screen down the goal line, and Jacorian Bennett just tried to run into blockers, got blasted, let the edge go. Runner took up the sideline. Deontay Johnson tore up Jack Jones, Jacorian Bennett, and Nate Hobbs.
Everybody
could not guard him whatsoever. I think that what's really tough, and I hate to say it, I think Spillane had a really bad game. I understand he was hurt, but Chris and I, we'll put a play up. I'm not sure why. I understand he was trying, but Max Crosby, the effort that was out there he hurt us more than anything, and it showed.
He did.
So you want to go out there, you want to try, but man, if you just know you're not 100%, I understand the mentality, but if you're not 100%, if you're going to hurt us more than you're going to help us, that's going to be tough. And there's a play that I'm going to pull up where it's just, I just don't know what Max Crosby was showing up that day. And so, but let's go back to it. I want to talk about, because Merrick, in my opinion, I think Merrick played a decent game. I don't see where he hurt us too much. There was one play that there was a motion, I think it was on the 2-point play where Deontay Johnson kind of got wide open in the back of the, or no, it wasn't Deontay Johnson, it was somebody else was wide open in the back of the end zone, but Dalton just overshot him. I think it was for the 2-point conversion. But Trayvon Merrick just didn't really stand out, which is a good thing on defense. When you don't stand out, that means I'm not focused on you. So
his angles are always so bad. That I think that's the part that gets me, because it pops out on film because he's a last line of defense, and you just see him take these terrible angles time and time again.
Yeah. I think outside of obviously him getting hurt, and we hope that Marcus Epps gets better.
Yeah.
That's basically a season ending. So he's out for the season. I just hope he gets better and he can rehab that thing. But I think Marcus Epps had a pretty decent game up until that point. So that's tough, right?
You know what? You know who had a couple plays was Palomar. Palomar had a couple of good plays.
Yeah,
thinking about it.
And Nate Hobbs was 50-50, because I'll tell you right now, Nate Hobbs came up and he was banging. There was a couple plays where he came up and he was popping people.
Yeah, he's physical, but
yes, Deontay Johnson just picked him apart as well. It was embarrassing to watch. So let's flip to the actually Assassin's Creed. He's saying expectation and contract marriage should be better, especially in a game like this. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that 100%.
That's a good point.
Yeah, 100%. Billy J 916, are the players taking advantage of AP for being a cool guy? So we talked about this on Sunday night about the whole, smoking the cigars and just kind of letting them be them. And there's that fine line. There's that fine line.
It is
of kind of letting them be them, but at the same time, you also got to know you run the ship. You got to let them know that this runs through me.
Right.
Don't run through you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think he's kind of teetering that fine line right now based on the performance that we saw. So, and this will be interesting, because at the end of the day, this game, the way we recover against Cleveland, will tell us just how much Antonio Pierce can command and pull the talent out of these players.
Exactly.
This is going to be a big game.
We almost need a bounce back like we had from that Vikings game last year. Now, I'm not expecting a 63-point game, but I expect the same type of intensity from the first whistle. That's what I'm expecting, and we're going to have to run with that all season. But the cigar thing and all that mess, the victory Mondays, just like I said the other day, I don't think we've done enough to earn it, and we're nowhere close. Get your butt in there, get in there on Monday, get whatever treatment you need, whatever film study you need, and get better. We're not good enough to be taking Mondays off.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like sometimes you don't deserve it, right?
No.
I understand it's a tough game. Your body takes punishment. I get it. But sometimes you better get back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about losers on the offensive side. We'll flip gears a little bit. I appreciate everybody in the comment section. Keep hitting us in the comment section. Remember, put that hashtag Raiders first. If you have a comment for myself or Chris, put that hashtag Raiders first so it catches my eye. Let's talk about losers on the offensive side. Real quick, Sun Guy says hashtag no days off. Not from this point forward.
Right.
Until you prove something.
Or what?
Exactly.
We have a whole bunch of days off during the playoff season. That's when we have days off. So no, we don't get days off now.
Exactly. And Jack Kenna, I appreciate you pulling through, man. Let's do this. I mean, we'll get to winners, losers. AP made a bad decision by putting Jackson Powers Johnson in at right guard versus left. And again, it's something we talked about on Sunday.
Yeah.
Something I noticed, and I said, "There, wait a second. Yeah, JPJ got in.
Yeah.
But why are you pulling our best offensive lineman, which again, Pablo's not doing great. He's doing okay. Yeah. Why are you pulling our best offensive lineman off the field? Number one. And number two, Jackson Powers Johnson should have been slotted at the left guard, where
he's going to play.
Why would you pull him off? Now, I did see something, and this might jump into a conversation we're going to have in just a second. But why would you put him at right guard when you should put him at left if that's where he's going to play? Because him and Colton Miller and Andre James, they have to start to get their chemistry down.
Have to. Yeah.
They have to start building kind of their communications, their terminology. Why would you put him on the right and not the left? Chris, you got anything to kind of put on that?
No, I wish there was some rhyme or reason. I know in the comments people were talking about that Parham may have got hurt, but apparently that's not the case.
He just came back in.
Yeah, he came back in, finished. So it just it doesn't make no sense at all. Just none. I mean, there's none.
Yeah.
It's like let's see what we got with JPJ in his position that you're going to put him. Simple as that. And for his reasoning behind it just didn't make sense either, because he said we just wanted to get him in there and get some reps. No, you strategically put him in there for reps in a position you're going to have him play. Just makes no sense.
It didn't make any sense to me. Now, but we're gonna get. I know you guys are throwing out some winners and losers. I appreciate it, but because of that comment, I do want to jump really quick into, and we're gonna go back to winners losers on offense. But Chris, Antonio Pierce, he said that comment. People making business decisions, right? And we're gonna pull up the clip, the viral clip of Jack Jones, and we'll break that one down. But what are your thoughts? Because he said individuals are making business decisions, not players. He didn't specifically say players. He said individuals. And so I went through the game film. I looked at it. I couldn't definitively say someone made a business decision consistently. Because again, as a head coach, if you're going to come out on a podium and publicly call somebody out for making business decisions, you better have you better have a pretty good sample size of someone making a business decision, not just one player.
Right. Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, because you're putting someone's possible career on the line, you're putting someone's rapport in the locker room on the line.
Yeah.
You're going to paint them with that brush. You better stand on that, right?
Yeah.
And so my question is, if it's not a player, was it a coach?
Could be.
And I'll give the credit to somebody, because I didn't think of this. Someone said online on social media, I was like, okay, what if AP wanted JPJ to go in and take Cody Whitehair's spot, but maybe Luke Getsy didn't do it because Cody Whitehair's his boy
that
he had from Chicago.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And I don't know if that warrants going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good point.
I don't know if that warrants going up to a podium and saying that. But also, did at some point AP go up to, because right after that, he said that there were some play designs that he didn't necessarily agree with, or plays we should have went back to. And I'm sitting there going, did he go up to Luke Getsy and say, hey, we need to switch something up. We need to do something different. And Luke Getsy never went back to it.
True.
Is that him saying a coach is making a business decision?
No, I agree. I mean, he left it wide open. And honestly, you know, one thing I thought about is that quarterback sneak we did. Like, that just did not make any sense to me either. What if,
I agree.
You know, what if it's something where it's Getsy's like, you know, because he's in Gardner's ear, so it's like, hey, hurry up, you know, do a hurry up, try to sneak. I mean, because it just doesn't make any logical sense. It, you know, knowing that our interior linemen are weak, that's not their strength at all. It's just, I don't know, man. It could be a lot of things, but all I know is we better see changes fast.
That 100%. Like it kept so open-ended. But here's my thing: is if you're going to go on the podium and you're going to publicly make a comment like that, we better see something.
We better, we better know what you're talking about.
Exactly, because this whole fan base is keeping receipts. If you're going to put somebody out like that, we better see a pretty big move of some sort. You can't all of a sudden say, "Oh, well, wait a second, we kept that in house. I dealt with it in house."
Yeah,
no, you publicly,
you made it public. At that point, you made it public. So, you know, hey, shout out to my boy Mount Vernon in the comments, man. He's my boy from Columbus, Ohio, man. My guy. Shout out to him.
Nice. Where's he at? Right here?
Yep. Yeah, shout out to him, man.
Nice, man. Again, appreciate everybody rolling through. You guys are coming in hot. Hit those like buttons. RealTalk Raider Nation, 805 Raider. That's my channel. You got Chris, Protect the Show podcast. Make sure you guys hit those like buttons and go subscribe and turn those notifications as well. All right. So we kind of touched on that. Let's go ahead and let's go winners and losers, because we're going to go, again, we're breaking down film today. We're going to go to those plays, right? We're going to talk a little bit about those plays, but winners, losers. Let's go losers on the opposite side. I'll go first this time.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go first this time. I think the true losers, without question, is one, the entire offensive line. We could not get a running game going, and this is the third week in a row. It just we tried the zone scheme, we tried the power run scheme. Luke Getsy, to his credit, tried to establish the run in the beginning of the game, and it just could not work out. Yeah. And then I would say the second loser, in my opinion, is just Zamir White. It's just another game that he cannot get this running game going as well. I understand a lot has to do with blocking. A lot has to do with the offensive line. I get it. But if you break down the film, there were opportunities for him to potentially make a small cut here or there. There were some openings. Again, they're not very big, but at the end of the day, the good running backs just find that little sliver on the offensive line, that little bit of light that you got to take advantage and go. And we just couldn't do it. This was the game to establish the run. I know a lot of people have issues with whether it be Luke Getsy, Gardner Minshew, and we'll get into that. But this was the game because the Carolina Panthers interior defensive line was so bad. This was the game we had to do it. And you have to establish that run game. We have to become balanced at some point. And we just can't do it. This was the game to do it, and we absolutely failed across the board. And so, to me, those are my biggest losers: is the entire offensive line, and then Zamir White.
No, I'm right with you, man. That line, I just can't get over it. It literally hurts my soul watching Colton Miller. I mean, just get pushed back. I mean, literally drove back into the quarterback. I mean. So a lot of times the only option for Gardner is a step up into the pocket. Well, hello, for you to step up in the pocket, you need interior linemen that can block. Our interior linemen are soft batch cookies, man. So it's all three of them, just soft batch cookies. So it's just hard to watch. And then Zamir, like you said, we tried power, and he actually did a little bit better. I would say he did better yesterday than the previous weeks, because I mean he had a couple runs, but like you said, in today's NFL, you're not going to have the big holes, and the holes aren't going to stay open. The holes are going to open and then close. You got to get there. Got to get there. Like there were some holes and there were some cutback lanes, and we'll talk about it. But he doesn't know when to accelerate, and he doesn't know when to be patient and anticipate a block. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. At some point, we have to make a change, man.
Well, we do, but the thing is, like, what's that change? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the hard part. And maybe we can say, and Jack Canada, you said, read up on my previous take. I think was it the Abdullah comment? I think you threw out there. You said the quarterback sneaks. Why wasn't it doing to push Minshew from behind?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I still think that was just a bad play call.
Yeah, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. My thing is, I'd rather huddle up and let's just run a real play if that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, but maybe one winner is we can put out there is JPJ. He finally made it on the field. We'll put it out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And based on what he did, again, it was only a couple plays kind of midway through the game. And then he had that entire drive when Aiden O'Connell came in. So we really only saw a lot of pass blocking. But look, he's out there. Okay. So I'll give it to him. Your boy Malin Vern says Zamir has zero vision and
zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
That's tough.
And the thing, I mean, this is not new, like anyone that's followed me, anyone who's followed me knows I've been saying it since last year. And it's just you just don't get vision all of a sudden. That's just not his strong point. Now, if the hole is there and it's big and it stays open, he's like Diddy and he'll take that hole. Paul. But
Damn it.
Nah, but for real though, it's like if it ain't a Diddy size hole, Zamir ain't in there, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
I haven't been doing this long enough to have those buttons that make that make a bunch of noises for you guys. Sorry about that.
Just saying, man. It's just like, come on, man. It's so frustrating watching it, man. It's so frustrating.
I'm with you. And then look, Jason Downs says 75 to 110 yards needed. Yeah, that's what I expected. If you can't run against the weakest defensive line in the NFL,
who are we going to run against? Who are we going to run against?
And the thing is every defense is now going to know that we are just weak. And so no matter what, you have to be able to run the ball and stop the run, period. Yes, KC might not have a dynamic run game, but it's efficient. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Myra G is in the building. I know it's too early in the season, but can we agree that Colton will not return to Pro Bowl form since the injury? It's hard to tell, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't know how much this injury is actually affecting him. I mean, you want to give him a couple games to kind of get, because he had no preseason, he had no training camp, so you want to give him a couple games. But I expected him, the veteran that he is, to be preparing himself to start day one.
Exactly.
And maybe take him a game to kind of get his feet underneath him. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen. Just didn't go down.
Shout out to Severe in the comments.
Severe in here, man. You got to come through.
Comments.
Damn.
Oh man. But now you're right, man. You're right. It's sad. It's sad. But like, to me, for as far as Colton goes, I think that, yeah, his shoulder is an issue. But what bothers me more than that is like his footwork is off. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he doesn't even stay up like over his feet, where he's like getting knocked off his center of gravity. It's like, I don't know, because Colton's always known as being an athletic tackle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody that can move, somebody that's somewhat athletic, and to see him just kind of, I don't know, man, just always off balance, and I don't, that's what bothers me even more than a shoulder. Yeah, and so LA Raider says changes coming soon. JPJ and Glaze in on the O-line. At this point, any adjustments are good adjustments, because it ain't working. You know, unfazed, if players and coaches don't have answers after this game, they don't care enough to understand football. Can't argue with it. We need changes. We need answers. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I know he's probably more talking about like the pressers, but like my thing is, I'm at the point I don't care about the pressers. I don't care what you say. Like, make the changes on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like standing at the podium and saying, like, that's what Gruden used to always do and give you all this inspiration at the podium. But then we never saw no changes on the field. So I get what you're saying, unfazed, but it's like, whatever you say after the game don't really mean nothing. Show it to me on the grass. Yeah, absolutely. Miguel Guerrero says Zeus. LA Raider, JPJ looked great. He's the real deal. And it was a small sample size. But I agree. I think there's the potential. We see it. It's going to pull itself together. And then Jack Kenneth, so going back, 3 biggest losers, Getsy, entire O-line, and Zeus. And so, look, let's touch real quick. Cool, Kev 75 for the baby. Without baby oil, bro. I don't have the music button. I can't make Nazo, my guy Nazo from Twitter, man. What's going on, my guy? Yeah, what's happening, man? I appreciate you pulling through. And then Severe, hey man, just let me know when you can pull through. I know. Come on, Severe. I know you're getting blocked a little bit. And hey, Chris is stepping in with the jokes for you, Severe. That's what he's doing. I got him. So let's do this. I'm hearing a lot of Luke Getsy with losers, right? I don't know if we want to talk too much about winners, because honestly, when you don't really score, and I think the one winner that a lot of people might start throwing out there, it's all in my 2 cents. You in here? Where's Raider Rebel if he's in here? Rebel, I know my 2 cents in here. He's ready. I think unfazed too. Unfazed, he ready. So when we talk about losers and Luke Getsy, we're going to break down the film. And look, I agree that there were some bad calls, but we're going to break this down because I definitely want to talk about this and show some plays breaking down the film, and we'll talk about it. When we go into it,
and I want to make sure I'm getting all these comments in. Remember, guys, hit that hashtag Raiders if you got something to put up. Let's talk about Gardner Minshew. All right. And look, here's my thing. And maybe I'll talk about Luke Getsy first. And this is my take. And I say this after watching the game film 3-4 times.
They're not going to like this. They're not going to like this, 805. You're about to ruffle some feathers.
I spent 3.5-4 hours yesterday just breaking down the film. And just so some of you guys, if you guys don't know, and I'm not saying I'm the end all be all, I know everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to give you some references to, I think I understand the game a little bit, enough to talk about it. Is, I coached the game for 23 years. I played it for 15, and so I coached it in Texas, California, high school level. And here's my thing is, let's talk about Luke Getsy first. Luke Getsy came out and he tried to establish a run, which was the right thing to do. He tried to establish a run and it didn't work because our offensive line is not very good. Now, he came off of it. If you look at the stats, we ran the ball 13 times the entire game with our running backs. We ran 12 times in the first half. Now, what's difficult is, yes, you could agree or disagree in those first couple drives. He ran the ball back-to-back times and then we passed. So maybe that combination wasn't great. And I'll agree with you. But here's the thing. Is if you want to put a lot of blame on Luke Getsy, we're gonna look at some film. And there was a lot of times where receivers were wide open. There was a lot of times where Gardner Minshew just didn't see the receiver open. There was a lot of times there was too much pressure and Gardner Minshew couldn't get the ball out. If you look at the flip side, the defense didn't allow us to establish anything when it came to an actual rhythm or scheme. When a team gets up on you as quickly as Carolina did, that now shrinks your playbook.
Yep.
That now, when they get up quick on us, 14-7, and then it's 21-7, and then we go into halftime, and then all of a sudden it's 24-7, and then 27-7. I mean, they did nothing but score points quickly, which now, as an offensive coordinator,
you're limited.
Your playbook changes, and that defense plays you differently. They soften up. They're not going to give you the deep ball. Everybody was sitting there going, oh, where's the deep ball at the end of the second quarter and the third quarter? Well, guess what? That defense didn't give it to us.
Right.
There was a couple opportunities. We still tried, and I'll pick it up on the film. We still tried. There was plays where Devonta Adams was actually wide open. Trey Tucker had an opportunity. We missed an opportunity to Trey Tucker. So we tried to actually get the deep ball out there. But again, because the defense allowed Carolina to get up on us so quickly, that now shrinks your playbook, and it limits just how much we can do. And the only other thing I'll say is, I think the decision by Antonio Pierce to go for it on 4th and 3 early in the game was the worst decision that we made. Combine that with Devonta Adams drops, and maybe Devonta Adams a loser in this week, because those two drops were key.
Yeah.
So early in the game, we decided to go for it on 4th and 3, but AP made the decision to go for it. Again, that's AP's decision. He goes over to Luke Getsy and says, hey, on 3rd and 7, we're going for it on 4th. So what do? We ran the ball, which I don't know why we ran the ball.
Unbelievable.
It's 14-7 early in the game. Just run your offense. We actually moved the ball.
Thank you.
To get to that point. Just run your offense.
Run your offense, man. Thank you.
And so we decide to run the ball on 3rd and 7, which is telling the defense that we're going to go for it. And then Devonta Adams, or it was an incomplete pass to Brock Bowers, I believe.
Yep.
And so you don't go for it. That kills your rhythm. That kills any momentum that you possibly have. And we moved the ball prior to that. And that, to me, it just kills me, because now Carolina Panthers get the ball, and next thing you know, it's 21-7.
Yeah.
And now we're in a different game. Now that defense knows they could play off. Now that defense knows we're going to be trying to push the ball downfield.
Exactly.
And so that's where, yes, there were plays that I disagreed with. All right. And when we went live on Sunday, I said I wish we would have gotten off the run game quicker. But now after I actually watched the film, we did actually get off the run game pretty quick, because it got us in a position to where we actually had to.
Yeah.
I mean, we ran the ball 12 times in the first half with our running backs, 1 time in the second half. And so,
but
I'm not.
like you said, by then it's too late, because I mean, then it's like we're truly one dimensional. Like, I'm okay with being pass first, but still with the threat of running when need be. But at that point in the second half, they knew we weren't running at all, so it wasn't even. All you got to do is make sure we don't, we don't take the top off.
Yeah, and it makes it so much harder on an offensive
Oh yeah,
coordinator and even
absolutely.
quarterbacks to be able to find it. But again, we'll go into the film and we're going to look at some plays. And so, I do want to get to that. Let me kind of get through some of these comments. At the end of the day, this falls on Tom Telesco. Man, you're
Hard to say. It's too early, but I
so
get what he's saying though. I get what he's saying.
so I will touch on this one because Raider D87. I haven't seen the comments, man. I appreciate you coming through. I don't know if you've been at other channels. I appreciate you coming through. This is my thing. I 100% agree because we didn't address the O-line properly and look at the situation that we're in. I hate the fact that we didn't go and get ourselves a top guard. We knew that JPJ had concussion issues, and then all of a sudden we don't see him until week 3. Colton Miller had a shoulder surgery over the offseason. He knew that Colton Miller was going to be rough coming into it. And what happens? We didn't get ourselves an offensive tackle early. I mean, we just did not address this offensive line. And now we find ourselves in a situation, whether you agreed Josh Jacobs leaving or not, we let him walk.
Yeah.
We didn't bring in a top tier running back to maybe make up for it. And now we find ourselves in a situation where we don't have a solidified running back and we have a very suspect offensive line. That falls on the GM because of the moves you made in the offseason. So I agree. I do put a lot of this on Tom's shoulders.
See me, there's a couple things. If they knew that Colton Miller was as in bad shape as he is, then absolutely. Me personally, as a fan, I knew he got hurt last year. I was expecting week 1 he's going to be ready to go. If there was anything that indicated that wasn't the case, then you got to be aggressive in the offseason. Go get you, like, honestly, we've struck out so many times on rookie linemen. I'm at the point where I'm ready to buy a line at this point. Go get some guys that are proven. You may have to pay a little bit more for them, but go get some guys that can play the game. Not these washed up guys like a Cody Whitehair and stuff like that. Get some guys, that can play, that can play. And I know it's hard because I know that guard market, went skyrocket, but sometimes you got to pay to play, man. And the whole Josh Jacobs thing, everybody know how I feel about that. Not saying he would have saved the world, but the guy's getting a yard when we need it. He's getting a yard, and he's at least making the defensive coordinator think about him. If nothing else, them linebackers are going to respect the play action. They're going to respect Josh Jacobs. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not putting it all on Tom, but he definitely has some. He got to be held accountable.
And so, OG Raider 805, and man, if you got 805, where are you from? The 805? Let me know where you're from. Because that's my hometown. LA Raider. He's in here. That's his hometown as well. So he says, Minshew can't read defense worth of shit. Okay, look, it's debatable.
Thank you.
You have a brand new offensive coordinator. You have a brand new quarterback. It's going to take time. Now, Minshew makes some really good throws, but he also misses some. I'm right there with you. And I'll pull
all
some
quarterbacks
up.
Do. All quarterbacks do.
You see it. You see it with quarterbacks that have been in the system for 5 years. So that's debatable at this point. I'm not saying you're wrong. And I can't tell you that I'm 100% right. I'm just saying that, look, new quarterback, new offensive coordinator, it's going to take more than just 3 games for them to go against real live, starting defenses to figure this whole thing out. But we'll pull up some tape and kind of go along with it. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Nazo, he says, my frustration is more about being a pass-first offense than go to the run. You got to make some changes based on our performance. Right now it's tough because you want to try to establish a run, and that's what Luke Getsy tried to do, and we're not good at it.
Can't. Yeah, we don't have the personnel. The guys are too soft, man. The guys are too soft. Luckily, one thing about JPJ that I did see is, if nothing else, JPJ was not just letting guys push him back. He at least was standing his ground. He was playing like he had some he was playing with pride. He showed what we saw in the college film. He got some nastiness to him. That's all I can ask for right now with him. I'm not expecting him to be, the next Nate Newton right now, but damn it, hold your ground, man.
Yeah. And so, sorry guys, I know I kind of went on a rant on my opinion on Luke Getsy, so I'm trying to see if there's any feedback on that, because I know it's going to ruffle some people, because at the end of the day, there's nothing but fire Luke Getsy.
Yeah, that's all you hear.
Comments everywhere.
That's all you hear. Yeah.
And again, the last thing I'll say on it is, and it looks like Mountain Burn says our play calling was pretty idiotic and it's very basic and outdated playbook. However, our defense forced our hand, and that's the hard part. You could debate whether or not you like the plays, but we'll pull up some plays. There were things wide open. There
Guys
were receivers
open, yeah.
wide open.
Yeah.
And Minshew sometimes didn't see it. He was late to get to him. But again, because of how poorly our defense played, it forced our hand into having to be one-dimensional. And so that's where my opinion, it's tough. Appreciate everybody coming through. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you. We're going to jump into some of this film, because
Let's do it.
I think it's going to help kind of see, because some of the things that we saw in there. But make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm Real Talk Raider Nation. That's my channel. I'm 805 Raider. We got Chris over the Protect the Shield podcast. Make sure you guys roll over and hit those subscribe buttons. But again, appreciate everybody coming through in the chat. So we're going to break down the defense a little bit, because again, the defense was tough. Was tough to swallow. We thought we could rely on it. We thought that was going to be our backbone, and it just didn't work out. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is what I was talking about before. It's tough because in this one, we got Max Crosby at the top. He's dealing with an ankle sprain, so I understand it. But at some point, you got to put the team in front of yourself. And Chris, I showed you this one, but Max Crosby is up at the top. And this was part of the reason why we just struggled. We struggled on the against the run. Max Crosby likes to move around a lot. He takes risks. But in this case, so we just can't take this risk.
Yeah, took itself completely out of the play. Completely out of and like you said, we talked about it last week. Sometimes he'll take a risk and it's worth it, and he paid off last week. But there's a lot of times he crashes down and he'll take himself out of the play.
And it's tough. I mean, you just watch him. He slides down and he just you can't do that.
Yeah, and honestly, you only have Nate Hobbs on that side at that point, and he can't take on no block.
Exactly. So that's where it's tough. I mean, this is why Chuba Hubbard looked like an all-pro running back on Saturday, and so that's a tough one. And then we had a ton of missed tackles, and this is tough. This is a tough one on Robert Spillane. You got Robert Spillane sitting and so this is what's tough.
They look confused.
Right, exactly.
They look confused.
That's the part that was really tough to digest. Is you look at this play, Robert Spillane's trying to communicate.
Yeah.
But we're all over the place. We're not even getting ourselves ready. And one of our sure tacklers, you got to make that play.
Yeah.
And
honestly, from a communication standpoint, well, actually, never mind. It was not another linebacker in there, but I was thinking, like, are we missing Diablo? Like, believe it or not. I mean, Diablo's not. He hasn't been having the best season, but Diablo's known as a communicator. He understands. I mean, he wore the green dot quite a bit, so he understands the defense. But I don't know, man. It's weird seeing Spillane just kind of looking confused out there.
It is, and guys in the comment section, let us know, how do you think Spillane did as a whole? That was one of my biggest things, is our inside linebackers just really couldn't get to their depths in the pass coverage. There was one play where it was a pass right up the seam, right inside of Trayvon Merrick, but it was Robert Spillane that had to get his depth in his drop in order to force that quarterback. It was a really good throw by Andy Dalton, but you got to force the
one that he threaded it in between them.
Oh no, that was a different play. I don't actually have them. This is the one where our D-line just gets washed.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
I showed you before. But we just showed you Max Crosby kind of jumping out of the gap. He's got to sustain his gap, which is really tough. But this is another example of why our offense or why our defense just could not stop the run. And it's plays that we don't normally make. Our defensive line just gets completely washed down. We'll see it one more time. The eagle eye view, and then it'll go to the end zone view, and you guys will see it. It's
like, what's Masterson doing, man? He's just like waiting to absorb the block.
And so, chat, let me know if you could run through this hole on this offensive line. There's no reason why. And we actually, they set this up perfectly, but this is exactly what our offensive line should be doing. And I'll pause it. And this is just how disgusting all day was. That's the hole he gets to run through.
Yeah. Either way, pick your hole, pick your poison.
Zamir White has not seen a hole a quarter that size all season long. And that's the hard part, is they're just making our D line look like Pop Warner. I mean, that's where it's tough. And so now this could be personnel. I don't know what was going on, but if we go back just a little bit,
Snowden looked like he got held for a second.
I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't know if Snowden's off the screen, but this is Lalu.
Okay. Okay. No. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's what. Yeah. Yep. It looked like he got held towards the end, but I mean, he already got beat though. He got beat from the get go.
Yeah. So you got Christian Wilkins that isn't in. So is this a rotational issue? Christian Wilkins isn't in. I believe this is Adam Butler on the right side. John Jenkins not in. I mean, but I'll tell you, if I see 96 in the game again, I might lose my shit.
Did what's his name come in? The guy that we got from free agency from the
Kavlon Chasen?
Did he? I didn't see him at all. Did I? Did he get any
snaps at all? I didn't see him either.
Like I would have rather had him come in and then bump. I mean, I guess bump Tyree inside instead of having what's his name in. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just come on.
I guess Severe. He's still. There's certain guys who watch the film and says Spillane struggled in pass last week. God damn it. Severe, where you at, man?
Hurry up, Severe.
I hope you're getting through. All right, so let's go through. Now, this is the Deontay Johnson touchdown. This is where Deontay Johnson just started to take it to us. And in this one, he's lined up in the slot down here. You got Jack Jones. Basically, you can tell it's press coverage. They're man-to-man. Down below, you got Trayvon Morg. So it's a good play design. All right, you got Trayvon Morg that's basically he's looking at 82 sets down, but then you got the running back that kind of swings out, which holds Trayvon Morg on the line on that goal line, which allows Andy Dalton to kind of put this thing over the top.
But you know the crazy thing, just looking at it now, just pre-snap, it seems like Jack thought he was going to have inside help. Like I think he thought Epps was going to kind of take away anything that crossed his face, because look, he kind of has outside leverage. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It feels like he thought he had some kind of inside help.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I got to look at his eyes. I mean,
just from where he's lined up. I mean, yeah. It was like it's almost like he was going to take away the out.
But I'd like to see him just be more physical there. You're on the goal line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let him get a free release.
Yeah.
Get in his face, jam him up, take away the inside.
Make Andy think about it for a second.
That, and also if you jam him up and you freeze him for just a second, Andy Dalton gets hit. He gets hit right here. Yeah. If you delay that route getting across, and you can see that was what Andy Dalton was going for. He got the snap. Yeah, and his eyes went directly to.
He already knew that's where he was going. That's what I'm saying. If there was any kind of like I said, I don't know why Epps is even like, I don't know. I feel like he should just stepped up and made Andy at least think about it. Pick a guy and go. Just kind of sitting there and playing center field on the 5 when it's you're on the 5-yard line. I don't get it. Pick a direction and go and just live with it.
So on this one, definitely wanted Jack Jones to just be more physical.
Yeah.
At the line of scrimmage. We got a bunch of comments rolling through again, trying to. This office looks like a joke. JV squad. Raider Rubber, you in the building. I'm sure you're talking Aiden O'Connell. I know it's coming out to you. I know.
Yeah. We got Rebel, we got My 2 Cents and Unfazed. So we're gonna have a lot of AOC talk.
Hey, but at the same time, one guy I saw you come up. Chris, you're talking, so I couldn't say what's up. But D Menace, man, I met you for the first time.
Oh yeah,
at J Lot. I appreciate you rolling through, man.
Hey, D Menace, man, you going to the game this week? I'm out in Vegas this weekend, man. So hopefully I'll see you again. We'll kick it.
And this is where I was talking about those chunk plays, right? Where Deontay Johnson made Andy Dalton's day just very easy. He didn't have to throw the ball, 6-7 times downfield, 60-yard bombs. I mean, he didn't have to.
Yeah.
They had so much run after catch. It made the day so easy for Andy Dalton. And this is on Nate Hobbs. Again, Nate Hobbs just kind of gives him the inside. Quick pop, and next thing you know, missed tackle.
Yeah, I don't know what Bennett was on that play. That shit pissed me off. That pissed me.
We'll play it one more time, and then we'll go to the following, the very next play, which is the deep ball to Adam Thielen. I got a Jacorian Bennett one too. But you just can't give stuff like that. Like, you can't give this up. Like, I understand if you caught the ball, but Nate Hobbs, you're good enough. You got to make sure that you make that tackle, right? And then this is the very next play. It's a good play design, but this is what happens when you get lazy. You got Jack Jones down at the bottom. You got Epps. He's playing 15 yards off. He's got up top. You got Adam Thielen. You got Adam Thielen that's right here. They're going to run a motion. Adam Thielen runs a great route. Basically, when you watch Adam Thielen run his route, he does a good job. He bends it out and bends it right at Jack Jones just to freeze him. Yeah. He freezes him just enough to where Jack Jones doesn't turn his hips to get into to get downfield. But Adam Thielen takes off, widens the route just enough.
That was nice. That was nice. He made it. Yeah. And that was a dime. That was a dot. That was a dot.
Yeah, and that's back-to-back plays, right? One play, quick slant to Deontay Johnson, takes it 50 yards, and is the very next play. I mean, these are the things that our defense cannot give up. But
again, like, why is Andy Dalton have enough time for Thielen to basically stem his route or do a double move? Like a beautiful pocket, man.
Yeah. And now Epps has got to get on his horse. I mean, this number 3 receiver does a good job, gets up the field, but he's going towards Trayvon Merritt. So Epps has to turn his hips, and he's got to stay on top of that receiver. Jack Jones, he's got to open up and go. But again, Adam Thielen, being the veteran that he is, did a great job. Ran right at Jack Jones, froze him just enough.
Yeah. Yes, actually, yeah. That was just a good route. Just understanding the gap. That was a good route.
This is Jacorian Bennett. This is actually earlier in the drive. A quick screen at the top of the screen. Jacorian Bennett just comes into the mix, and you got to make sure you contain all your helps inside. And he's just overly aggressive in this one. Again, outside screen to the outside. Jacorian Bennett, he just lowers his head and comes in and gives up the edge. Undisciplined football.
Yeah, like you literally are the only line of defense out there. You gotta force them back inside.
Let's see.
But you know what? I feel like Hobbs could have played that better. Or not Hobbs. I feel like Epps could have played that better as well.
Epps on the inside.
Yeah, almost like, okay, like you see now, like, go on the outside. Like, don't, because you're not going to catch him at that point. You're already beat. Go to the outside and meet him at the sideline.
But here's my thing, though, is again, when it comes to defense, right? It's trust. It's trust that your guys are your team is going to do what they're supposed to do. Yeah. Jacorian Bennett's got to make sure that you force him back
outside. Yeah.
Force him back inside. Yep. But if you let him outside, use your sideline as your 12th defender.
Yeah.
If he does catch your outside shoulder and get outside, then force him outside. So I think Epps is trusting that Jacorian Bennett and even Nate Hobbs out there is going to force that runner back his way. And that's why he's so aggressive to get up there.
I can see that. But it's almost like it's almost like you're already beat though. But yeah.
I mean, Jacorian Bennett, he gets lit up. Like, how do you let a receiver just light you up?
I feel like Jacorian, he read it. Like he was coming up, but like he got to come up more. Yeah, you got to come up more disciplined than that. You got to understand that they're not just going to let you come up. You got to watch that blind side block.
And then we're going to get to that Jack Jones play that we talked about earlier. Okay. So guys, the viral Jack Jones play, we're going to talk about that and we'll get to it. And then we got, this is a play. Again, it's just poor tackling. You got Max Crosby down at the bottom, and you got Jack Jones. And these are just Max Crosby might have got held a little bit, but it's just missed tackles. It's stuff that we just can't have as some of our elite players.
Yeah.
You got to force that back inside.
He definitely got held that play though. That should have been called.
Space Beast, you in the building. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Space Beast, what's up?
So that's tough. Again, it's just allowing the runner catch the edge, and those are plays. And these because I'm kind of getting deeper into the plays and the defense. This is kind of later in the game, and now here to me, I feel like this is just effort. And this is what's tough. This is on the goal line. This is the last touchdown that they score, right? And they run this ball in, and to me, I just feel like, and this is what I got from this play. Is our defense just played way too soft overall in this play. And I look at Isaiah Polamalu, right? Isaiah Polamalu, you don't have necessarily anybody. You're trying to just play over top. When you look at motion, nobody goes with it. So look, we're in zone. We're kind of zoned up right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just let them walk in. There wasn't really any urgency to want to actually punch this kid in the mouth, get up and stop him on the goal line. And that kind of summed up our day. It summed up our day on defense.
Yeah. Do that play again. Let me see what Jenkins did. Did he get double teamed? And like, honestly, I don't like Max being out that wide. If you really look at it, I mean,
that wide, and you got Spillane he never left the end zone.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like if you know Max is that wide, you have to already be there.
Miguel Gross says trade Russell Wilson. That'll be for another day, man. That'll be for another day. But we are going to go over the offense here in just a second. But I'm definitely getting a lot of comments saying bad angles. Yeah. Horrible angles. Raider Rebel, you're coming through and saying horrible angles. It was. The defense was wiped out at that point. Jack Henry, very good point. You know, they were wiped out. So, and if you look at the time of possession, yeah, our defense was on the field quite a bit. But at the end of the day, like Robert Spillane, get yourself out the end zone. If you're making the tackle in the end zone, that means the runner already scored.
Why are you deeper than a safety?
So I understand that linebackers like to set a little bit deeper in the end zone on goal line. That's fine. But get your ass up the field. Get there and meet somebody at the goal line. Get somebody meet somebody at the line of scrimmage. But again, to Jack Kenna's point, yeah, I mean they were completely wiped out, so no excuse. But at the same time, I get it. Now let's get real quick to the famous play that everybody's been talking about and questioning whether or not this is what AP was talking about players making business decisions. And so. And Space B said awful call.
That's a terrible call to play right there. Terrible formation terrible lineup, all that.
All right, so everybody get ready. This is it. Let us know. Is this something? And Severe said that Kayvon Chasen had no snaps versus Carolina. So
that's crazy. That's crazy.
This is what everybody is thinking AP possibly is talking about players making business decisions, and Jack Jones is down at the bottom, and he's going to there's going to be off tackle play kind of cut back coming his way.
It looks like that looks like Marcus Peters from last year.
And so this is the end zone view. It's going to pop up on your left hand side. I mean, that's a bad angle to watch. That's a rough one to see, given the fact that, initially, and this was my initial thought, was, it's late in the game. You got to create turnover some way, somehow. As a defender, and as these professional, these NFL players that play on the defense, they're always looking to strip the ball. Always are. It doesn't matter if it's first quarter, second quarter, whatever. They're always looking to punch out the ball. You see it all the time, and they're extremely good at it. My initial thought was, I thought that it looked like the ball carrier was wrapped up. I thought he was going to try to go and strip the ball. And looking at this end zone view, it doesn't look like he's looking to strip the ball at all. Unfortunately, it does look like he might think, he's going.
Jenkins actually played that well. Jenkins, yeah. Watch Jenkins. He got upfield. He got.
No.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I think this is. I think this is.
Yeah, that's Jenkins. Yeah, like he did his part. Yeah, right. He did his part.
So that's tough, man, guys. What's your thoughts? I mean, do you think there's a chance? Because again, everybody's talking about it. I don't think it's what.
What's Tyree Wilson doing? God damn it! I'm getting mad all over again, man. God, man. 7th overall pick. Just get bullied. Like, move, little fella. Like, what? Man,
he's getting handled. He's getting handled. Isaiah Paul-Mao should have done a better job of kind of fitting up, getting inside. He's probably got that tight end, but at the same time, or I think it's that outside receiver that comes down on him. He's coming to get you. You got to step him in the hole and make a play.
You know what? See, I'm glad I didn't watch this. I didn't watch this play that many. The combo between Masterson and Tyree is just unreal. Like, just unreal between them two.
But then you got Jack Jones. Then you got Jack Jones at again.
And then Jack Jones. So
let us know. I mean, it does look pathetic. Initially, I thought from the angle that we saw on TV, I thought he was going to try to look and see if that ball showed. I'm going to go and try to strip it because he was getting tackled. I get it. But that end zone view just doesn't make it look very good. And so, yeah, man. So that's that kind of sums up the defense. We kind of showed. Look, our run defense was horrible. Defensive line's getting washed down. Max was not up to par. Again, at some point, you got to sit there and go, man, am I right to be out here? Because even with him moving around like that, even when he jumped inside, it looked like he just had no intention of trying to get back outside to try to make a play or help his teammates out. So that's tough. And so, again, we thought we could rely on the defense this time around, and it just didn't work out. And so, again, trying to Space Beast said, and again, I don't know if it's on this play, watch 7, which was Merrick. I just want to make sure I get some of the comments before we jump on the offensive side. But I appreciate you guys in the chat. Again, I'm trying to get to the comments as much as I can as we go through this. And if you can, hit that like button, subscribe, turn those notifications. I got my guy Chris of the Protect Shield podcast. I'm 805 Raider over at RealTalk Raider Nation. Go ahead and make sure you guys subscribe. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump to the offensive side, and we're going to take a look at some of the run plays. We're going to look at the run play first. We will start with this one. This is what was really tough for me is we're looking at Harrison Bryant. Harrison Bryant was actually the lead blocker a lot of times, and he's not very good when it comes to lead blocking.
Yeah.
Okay, push by the offensive line, but this is the beginning of the game. We got to get a better push with our offensive line. I'll play it from the sky view one more time. This is against one of the worst defensive lines in the league. We got to make sure that we do a better job of getting a push on this offensive line.
Yeah, the crazy thing is they actually let me see what they ever did. Like, it doesn't look like Andre James did that bad. Parham looked like he got a helmet on a helmet. Yeah. I mean,
and shockingly, that was one of our better runs.
I was about to say, I saw a lot worse. That's why I'm not tripping too much on that one.
And so then we'll go to basically this was another successful run, and this is when we went to the power run scheme. Now, in my opinion, I think we need to see more power run because I think that's what Zeus is better at, and he did a good job here. The O-line did a good job, It's a power run going basically just off the left edge. Good pull by Parham.
Parham, good block. That's
Very good pull.
Yeah, great pull by him.
Parham's right here. He's going to loop over. Great pull. Shuffle down. Where's Severe at with Michael Mayer? Michael Mayer just blocks down. Does a great job.
Yeah, let me see Mayer. Okay, all right, Mayer. Hey, he stuck his neck in there.
I hope Severe's watching for that one. Maybe not a pass route, but we'll see if Severe's watching for that one. So look, that's what I think we can grow off of. Again, I got another clip that shows us trying to run block in a power run scheme, and it's embarrassing. But I think this is what we can grow on, because I think our zone run scheme is just going to struggle. Because I think Zeus can't run zone. I think he
not patient enough and don't have the vision.
Correct. But this is where it gets ugly. And if we continue with the power run scheme, I think this is where Parham looked good, but this is Cody Whitehair, and this is why we have the issues, and this is why JPJ needs to be on the left side.
Well,
but we're basically
got throw back.
We're going to pull here a little bit. It's kind of you'll watch the two. They try to take off and pull, and it's just the slowest pull I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like get out of the way, man. Pull with some intention.
This is just I don't know how our running backs are going to even get going with this. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Well, it was a counter.
Well, so Cody Whitehair's going to pull. His job is to kick this guy. You got to get there.
Yeah.
You have to get there, because this is Colton Miller's job, is to read off of your block. If this guy wants to come hard inside, that's fine. Take his outside. Colton Miller's going to wrap around you and lead around you, and that's going to allow Masterson to kind of bounce outside. If this guy continues and takes an angle deep, Cody Whitehair take his inside shoulder, kick him out, and then Colton Miller can lead up to the linebacker. It
was such a slow pull that, I mean, because Madison, like he has to wait. He has to wait for you to understand where he's going to go with it. He's waiting too much. He got to go.
Yeah, I mean, so all right, I'll play it again, and I mean, it is like when I watched it the first time, I'm sitting there going, it's slow motion.
Like, go. Yeah, because he messed up Miller, just like you said. He backed up Miller.
And the thing is look, this defensive end crashes hard. I get it. He does crash hard. But then Cody Whitehair, you got to get there, get yourself in position, take his outside shoulder, wash him down in the line of scrimmage so Colton Miller can actually get around and reach 54, this top linebacker. If you do that, then we have a hat on a hat.
Have a little,
But Cody Whitehair is just so slow to get there, and his feet are horrible.
Honestly, like Colton almost needed to push him like that. That's how slow he was. Colton's like waiting for him to go. It made Colton look bad, but Colton there's nothing he could do at that point.
And I will put just a little bit on Colton, only because he does need to. And again, I don't know if you can ask this out of a big, 6'7", 6'8" tackle, but Colton just need to get a little more athleticism and maybe try to get yourself around Cody Whitehair. Because if you're here, I think Colton Miller's expecting Cody Whitehair to kick this guy out, because you look at his body, he's trying to get up into the hole.
He wants to go inside.
You got to read. Look at this defensive end. The edge rusher, he came down line of scrimmage. You got to be able to adjust off of that.
Man, yeah, I would almost want him to leave that guy for Colton. But the thing is, they probably don't have the chemistry yet. But yeah, leave that guy for Colton, and then let Cody go and get the next guy that shows his face. Because it looks like Trey's cracking down on 5'4". I don't know how much that's gonna work, but yeah, shit. Let Cody take who's that linebacker up there? The other linebacker right there. Yeah, maybe see what he's doing, and let Colton take the guy that right there.
Yeah. So again, this defense man made it hard. I get it, but at the same time, Colton Miller's got to read off of this block. If the end crashes down, then you got to be able to loop around and then climb to the second level.
Or either way, yeah. But let me see what Trey does. Is Trey supposed to? Oh,
Trey's dancing. Trey's dancing.
Trey made a business decision.
God damn it.
Trey made a business decision right there.
That's the business decision, people. We figured it out.
Look at it. Trey made a business. That's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny.
Ace 909. I appreciate you coming through.
You
know what I'm saying? So, and that's tough, right? That just kind of goes to show where are we at with our run game. That's the hard part, is even with another pull situation where in some cases we look good, other cases we can't pull. Maybe if we get JPJ pulling, we get somebody a little bit meaner, so a bit quicker to get there.
Exactly.
Maybe it'll help out.
Yeah, because you know JPJ would have came around on that pull like a maniac, just head hunting, and that's what you need. That's what you need.
And so we'll look at we're gonna look at another run play, and in this one, this is where again we just struggle because it's a light box. We talked about this on Sunday night, right? One of the adjustments, if your running game isn't working, your offensive line is struggling. One of the things as an offensive coordinator is you can spread things out. You can lighten the box, kind of take some of these guys out of the box, and it looked like Luke Getsy tried to do it. And so we have motion that comes down below. And so right now, look, we got 6 on 4, but this guy's in a wide 9 technique, so you basically leave him alone. So we got 6 on 5. Yeah. So we have the box outnumbered.
Numbers, yeah.
So we should be able to find some success here in the run game. And look, what's good? I think Gardner Minshew sees it. Yeah. He sees that we're out. We have them outmanned at the point of attack, and so
good audible.
Minshew audibles, and what does that audible do? This safety backs off. So now that safety no longer walks up, he backs himself out of the box, which is good.
More, yeah. What was that by? What was that by Cody? Like what was that?
See, so yeah, this one gets interesting. The end zone view makes it even better. Yeah.
What is Cody doing?
That was the first thing I saw, Chris.
It's like he boxing out in basketball. Like, what are you doing?
So chat. Like I played the game quite a while. I've coached it. I've watched a lot of football. Chat, can you tell me what kind of blocking technique this is right here for Cody White here? If you can educate me a little bit. But again, this goes like Cody White has horrible feet.
He said, "Don't drop that dunk, don't drop." What was that, man? This honestly, this pisses me off all over again. I was cool. I got over.
And here's my thing. And what's really tough is we have them outmanned at the point of attack. Again, number 40.
Even Andre James. Andre James is like looking for someone to block. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like Gardner Minshew fakes the handoff. I'd like to see a better fake. I'd like to see a better boot going back to hold 40 just a little bit longer, but 40 is kind of out the play. He's going to make sure that Gardner Minshew doesn't boot back. But this is where the communication's off because we don't get to 54. And realistically, in this, we should be able to Cody Whitehair doubles, Colt Miller doubles, and they go to linebacker. We get a double trying to go to linebacker. And then for this is DJ Glaze. Depending on what I think this is Clowney. Depending on what he does, if Clowney continues to go outside, you can help.
Let him go.
You better come down to 54.
Yep.
Now I think 54 gets washed inside here, but here you go. You got double to linebacker, and nobody gets to 54, even though we have them outmanned. And so this is just a communication thing. And it really should have been Andre James' guy.
That's why I say Andre James literally he blocked grass.
So we got him outmanned at the point of attack, and we just can't execute. There's another one, another kind of power run set. And look, this is where Luke Getsy actually set this up really well. All right. And I'll explain it. This is kind of later in the game, but you have Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers down here. Jacoby Myers is going to go in motion. And by leaving Trey Tucker by himself down below, it forces these safeties because of his speed, the corner and safety, to respect the speed. Mm-hmm. So it pulls them out of the box. And once again, we have a light box to deal with. This guy on a wide 9 technique, he's going to go. You don't worry about it. And so we basically have, again, 6 on 4. We have 6 on 4, and
somebody's gonna whiff. Somebody's gonna whiff. That wasn't clean on Glaze.
And so because we have the safety in the cornerback, Trey Tucker's out wide. They got to respect his speed. You got Jadeveon Clowney. These are the 5 guys you got to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. To our 6. And Clowney looked like he was back at South Carolina tearing people up. I mean, I think this is Brock Bowers lets him cross his face. I believe there's a pull coming, and Clowney's the one that just blows this thing up. Now, we also got to talk about Zamir White's vision for a second, but Clowney just blows this thing up. Pulling guard, misses him. Brock Bowers is supposed to cross his face and climb to potentially the second level, but
Zeus got kicked that outside immediately.
So there's 2 ways Zeus could have taken this here. He could kick it outside, but there's also another gap that he could have taken it. And I'll pause it. He could go here. You got to lane, because again, running backs just need a half a yard of light. So you got to take what's given to you.
And Colton got good leverage at that point. He got the guy leaning.
He's got good leverage. Our offensive guard actually kind of moves his hips. That's your light right here. He just ducks his head and puts it in the back of his lineman. And Chris, you're right. He could have tried to bounce it outside. But I think he just saw Clowney and got scared. Or either got scared or was like, nope, I'm done. And I'm just going to put my head in the back of my offensive lineman. And that's it.
But you know what, though? Even if you look at that, I feel like Brock did enough to at least he could. I mean, because if you bounce that outside immediately, Clowney's out of that play. I think. I don't know. I think.
Possibly. Now, the good thing that Brock does is Brock actually shows at him and hopes to freeze Clowney because you got the pulling guard coming.
Yep.
So Brock flashes at him to freeze him for just a split second to allow Whitehair to get there, but he just doesn't get there. But the thing is that we got a light box. Lugetzi did a good job. Put Trey Tucker on the outside. The corner, that safety has to respect the speed, pulled them off. And if we can't run against this, we got problems. We got problems. So it's tough. It's a tough one to watch, especially when we're trying to generate the running game. Now, let's get to, I think that's the end of the passing or the running. Let's have some fun and get to the passing plays. So this is Trey Tucker's deep ball. All right. I think it was the 51 or 50-yard catch that he got. Really good play design. All right. Really good play design. You got Jacoby Myers in the slot. He's going to do a really good job of get distance downfield to hold that safety. And in this play, it's Gardner Minshew's job to read that safety. If the safety keeps his shoulders square, he's flat, he's going to take Trey Tucker deep. He's going to trust that Trey Tucker is going to beat his man, that corner deep. If the safety's hips open and his shoulders open, then he's probably going to hit Jacoby Myers underneath. It's just a good read, good play design, good read. It's a good ball.
That is a good ball.
That set us up to get the first 7 points, or our only touchdown of the first half. So we'll go one more time. Again, good play design. It was there. Got it.
Yeah.
Good ball. So then we'll go to, let's see. Now we'll go to the one that we missed, the deep ball, right? It's there. Okay. And this is just this was a missed one. I think Severe on Sunday night, I think Chris, you said it as well, is that looked like Trey Tucker
Slow
up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we took the shot. We took the shot and tried to take advantage of one-on-one cover down here, which is good.
Keep running, Trey. Keep running, Trey.
You got to keep running. It's a tough angle for him. I mean, he's got to get that just a second gear to get that separation. But those are the plays. We took the shot. Those are the plays we have to complete. Those are momentum changers. Those are momentum swings. We got to complete that. It's a good route. Again, it's like what Adam Thielen did, right? Trey gets an inside release. It holds that safety, freezes that safety so he doesn't commit to the sideline. And then Trey Tucker bends that thing outside, takes the safety out of the play, it's a good route. But we just got to complete it. So, and then as I'm kind of going through this, I want to keep up with the chat. I appreciate you guys. I promise I'll try to get to everybody's comments. If you guys got something that you guys want me to put up on the screen, put hashtag Raiders. If you've got a question, I'll try to get to catch my eye. And then
that's a good point.
Your guy Mount Vernon, can't believe Trey Tucker gave up on the run. Yeah, run through it.
Yeah, that's facts.
Let's see. We're gonna go to there's a couple scrambling plays that a lot of people are talking about how Gardner Minshew was just scrambling all over the place. And one of the things that we have to either talk about or realize is when he's scrambling, our receivers open downfield. Is he scrambling for a reason? And those are the things you really can't see on TV. And that's one of the things that I get excited about watching the all 22 is what does it look like downfield?
Yep.
And so here's a couple plays where Gardner Minshew, he scrambles around. We can kind of see watch this kind of develop.
Like, where's he supposed to go with it?
That's the hard part. Is if you look now, you can say this is a poor play design by Luke Getsy.
It is.
You can put him on that, but it's tough. There's nowhere for him to go in all of this. Defended, locked up. I think he tried to run up and possibly because he sees a little bit of light here, maybe tries to take off, then he bails out of it. It's tough, but he's running. He's trying to run. Oh no, actually,
but Colton literally is getting demolished.
Well, it's this D tackle that loops inside real quick that gets in his face. Watch.
Yeah, but watch Colton though. Yeah, so he tries to.
Colton's push back.
Colton get killed.
And so that was on a 1st and 10. I believe there was actual penalty on that one. So it drops us back. It's a 2nd and 10. All right. And so again, he's scrambling around, but there's nobody open. There's nobody open. Miguel, you gotta, I'm hearing Max might be out for, here we go. All right, people. We got someone in the building. Yes, sir.
With the red hat. Let's go.
Sir.
Y'all didn't think y'all can escape my wrath, did you?
Yeah, let's get it.
Y'all didn't think y'all could escape my wrath.
Let's go.
The party just started. Samir shows up, and all of a sudden we get like 700 more people in the chat.
He shows up when Brock may not had the best block. Of course, he appears in.
I was trying to get on. I think he was giving Mayor some props. I was like, oh, man, let me.
Hey, I did. Hey, I'll give Mayor some props, man. He snuck his nose in there.
So Miguel says, hey, here Mad Max is out. And if he does, for how long would he be out? Some games at a 5. What's your take on that? Man, if he's out, we're in trouble. We rely on our defense. If he's out, we are definitely in trouble. It's going to be tough because with Malcolm Kuntz out now, our top premier rushers are gone. Our pass rushers are gone. It's just going to be tough. We got another one when Minshew toes get to tap in something bad about to happen.
Bars.
Colton Miller would have fell if it didn't run to Minshew. Yeah. Minshew ran into him a little bit. Yeah,
he was killed.
So that's the sequence. That's first down. I think there was a penalty on that one. Let's go to the next one. Because again, I want to talk about sometimes they're not open and sometimes Minshew does miss. I get it. All right.
Yeah,
So
he does.
this is where it's tough. Minshew sitting. You got Colton Miller getting beat up again a little bit, which is tough, but you got open. This is the deep shot.
And he's looking at him.
Second
I
and
think
10.
he's looking at him. Throw it.
This is the deep shot. You could float this thing right over the corner. Safety's late to get there. That's your shot.
Yes.
You got to take it. Trey Tucker's open underneath. I believe this is Brock Bowers. He's open on the dig route. Everybody's open on this play.
Yeah.
So I get it. There's definitely some criticism to throw at Gardner Minshew. Sometimes
So as we play this through, what happens to Colton though? See that's the thing for me, man. It's.
Do you have the end zone view on that one?
I believe I did. I believe I do.
It's so hard. It's so hard to trust your line when your best lineman is getting blown up like that every play.
And this
Colton is a liability, man.
And this is why when people say he's taken off, I don't get me wrong. As a quarterback, you got to sit there. You got to take your hits. I get it. But when you're later in the game and you're just getting guys in your face,
what you see. As soon as you snap the ball, this is what you see with your best lineman.
Yeah, and so and you're trusting your anchor on that backside is going to sustain his block. You're trusting it, and so I got the end zone view, and he looks that way.
So look, watch where he starts. He's looking for Brock. Brock is not open. Brock rounds that route, but he had who was that? Abdullah. He had Abdullah underneath. If he needed a check down, if he needed an outlet, you got one right there. Yeah. You got one right there. He's waiting for Brock. Brock is he's slowing that route. Be honest with you, he's slowing that route and he rounds that route off. But he has Abdullah right there. And then if he still needs another outlet, he has Trey Tucker underneath. And if he wants to take a shot, take a shot. You got the complete whole left side of the field and the sideline to try to work over to Devontae. Nobody else is over there. You have all that space to work with. So it's like you got at that point, man, like they say, throw it up the ball. Devontae down there somewhere. Devontae down there somewhere.
But here's the thing, though, is I'm with Gardner. He has to go through his progressions. I think Amir Abdullah is kind of that check down if he's there. But he's got to go through his progressions, and he did go through his progressions. This is actually a pretty good – again, the one thing I said, not on here, but I said it in a video that I dropped, is that the offensive line looked horrible in the run, but they looked a little bit better in the pass this week. They looked a little bit better. I'm not saying it was great, but they looked a little bit better in the pass. Again, going against a horrible defensive line. Exactly. But I like that Gardner Minshew is going through his progressions. He looked there. Now he looks backside. But now he's 6'1". He's got a 6'8" human being standing in front of him. I just don't know if he sees him. But at this point, you got Devontae Adams downfield.
Yeah. He probably doesn't see Trey. He probably doesn't see Trey or Jacoby, but you should be able to see Devontae because it looks like he has a lane. You should be able to see Devontae.
This is him looking backside.
Yes. I don't think you see. I don't think
my thing is Brock's right there though. My thing, because I think the play is based off of Brock, and I know you say he wasn't open, but I think if you know what Brock is running, because that linebacker got outside. He's out. Yeah.
But look at that corner though. Like that corner.
Oh yeah, the corner's toast. The corner's toast.
Yeah, it's there now. MEZ box. I do got both those plays, and I'll pull them up real quick. I'll pull them up real quick after you after the next one, because this is a 3-play sequence of Gardner Minshew having to move around, and so I'll pull those back up.
Yeah, I don't think he sees Trey, but I think he should be able to see Devontae.
I think so too. And then look, it looks like he possibly is ready to throw that ball a little bit, but
because by then, you can't really step into a throw at that point.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got Colton right there. So I mean, but
everybody's out of position though. If he leaves, look how much space he has for Devontae. If he just throws it, outside of the number, throws it outside of the number.
Yeah, I agree.
Either Devontae don't get there or nobody get there.
Nobody. I agree.
Just
throw it up.
Put it on this side put it on this side of the 40, right over here.
Yeah,
that's it. And big one at 83. That's the biggest knock, and that's the knock that I have on Gardner Minshew. He's got really bad feet as a quarterback. He tries way too much to throw with his arm. He doesn't get his shoulders, his hips around. He doesn't get his feet right. And that's where his inaccuracies come into play. So it is really tough. But don't get me wrong. There's knocks on Gardner Minshew 100%. Everybody is open on this play.
Yeah. You got to get rid of what's the down and distance?
Second and 20.
Oh, 2nd and 20. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
2nd and 20. So look, it's okay. I understand he's looking at Brock Bowers first.
Yeah.
Wasn't there. All right. But
Yeah.
you also got to understand that play needs to develop. You got to understand, you got to trust that Brock Bowers is going to, make the right cut, set that defender up so that he gets his leverage. But
that's my point. Yeah. Like to
and
me,
he does. He does.
Yeah. To me, the first read got to be Brock. But yeah, Devontae. Oh, you know what? I didn't see that safety back there though.
But yeah,
that would have been.
I think if he
that would have been a good thrown ball though, like you said, outside the numbers.
Yeah, if he throws it outside the numbers, I think Devontae is gonna get there and nobody's gonna get there. Like you said, right to that 40.
Yeah,
like right around to that 4. Like right there. Yeah, but like the 45-ish.
Exactly. You put that ball. You got to put that ball underneath the 45.
I can't lie though. I can't lie. When I first saw that, I didn't realize that safety was there.
And that safety playing hella. I mean that's Mel Kiper threw his mud.
Yeah.
What are you calling on David?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know he was there. So I
got a flag on that safety. Look how far back he is.
Yeah. So I'm not tripping on not going to Devontae, but there's no reason you don't hit Bowers there.
True, but at the same time, as a quarterback, it's your responsibility, and he's our best receiver. You throw him open, right? Yeah. You make sure you get Devontae, flatten him out, get him to that sideline, and he should just kind of tight rope that sideline a little bit. Bang! That's a first down.
Yeah.
But same with Brock. I mean, Brock came open late. I mean, like I said, I think he wants him to be a little bit faster on that route because he checked him. He's
right there,
like,
yeah, right there.
But at that point he had already moved off of him. But
just
if
too quick
to throw that out there, maybe with some anticipation, hoping that Brock gets there.
Yeah, and that's a good point, right? He's got to be able to throw that with anticipation. Know that you're releasing that ball as soon as he whips his head around, so that he's got plenty of time to catch, and you got room to run. And so this is going to be the next play. Where again, now we're 3rd and long. Okay, we're 3rd and long. Minshew's got to scramble around. And there's no one open for him to do. Now, it's a tough situation. He's got it's 3rd and 20. These DBs know.
Yeah, you can't.
But I think all this scrambling around that people see over and over, it's like, look, sometimes there's guys not open.
There's no one open. And 3rd and 20, like if you try to force the ball, that's when interceptions happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to stick too much on this one. I'll let the end zone view. We'll see the end zone view for a second.
It looked like he wants to take a chance to Devontae, and then he thinks better of it. He's like, no what?
Yeah.
Another down.
Which I'm
up, like I'm about to. Then he's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it.
And so, MEZ Bucks, I'll bring it up real quick. You want to see Devontae's drops? I got it for you. This is the first one. And now, to me, this is a drive killer. We got the ball on our own 47, 48-yard line. This is the first Devontae, or this is one of his drops. If he catches this, it moves the ball into their territory, and we can keep moving. This is something we cannot have out of Devontae Adams.
No.
It's a beautiful ball.
Right on time.
Yeah. First down.
Look, good protection. He finally has good protection.
And look when he's throwing the ball, too. That's that anticipation. He's throwing the ball before.
Exactly. Good ball.
He throws it on anticipation. It's a good route. We got multiple guys open, so it's schemed open well. We're good.
He picks the deepest guy, and
he just drops it.
And as a receiver, you're taught when you snatch that ball, instantly protect it. Instantly snag it and protect it. And he just,
it's big, man. That's big. Like, and that's why it pisses me off when Devontae gets so upset if someone else makes some mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, come on now. What if Jacoby Myers just started pouting because he dropped the ball.
Jacoby Myers for throwing his hands up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do? They go there and give him some encouragement and help him up.
Yeah. Now, this is the second drop. This is the second drop. Devontae Adams. This is right before half. This is where Carlson missed the field goal. So if we would have had an extra 8 yards, and Carlson missed that just barely to the left.
Yeah.
So I mean, you never know if he's actually going to make it, but this is just something. It's a good ball by Gardner. you got to catch it.
And the bad thing about it, that's in space too. So the way he drops it, like that's damn near getting picked off.
Yeah.
And those are momentum killers, right? It was 21-7 at that point. If we go in and at least get 3, you're going in the locker room and you just put points on the board.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of momentum going into the locker room. And so it's a killer. It's an absolute drive killer. And then so let's see, we're going to go back to
All Eyes on G said that ball was deflected. I didn't see that.
I didn't see the ball.
Regardless, he should have caught it regardless. So
yeah, it was deflected by Devontae.
Let's see. And then here's this one, right? And Chris, is to your point, I wasn't going to bring this up, but we'll bring it up. I mean, look at Devontae's route at the top of the screen. You know, Gardner Minshew trusts that Davante Adams is going to get open anytime he's one-on-one, right? That's what everybody touts.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to get open. And these are the type of routes and situations where you see it all the time. Offensive coordinators, you take your best receiver, your one-on-one, and you just do a simple 7 to 8 yard out route to the sideline, a tempo throw, and try to get it open. And to me, I feel like maybe this is Davante Adams just not being able to get the separation like he used to. And so you watch his route. I don't feel like this is an elite route, in my opinion. Chat, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but Gardner gets the ball.
I'm the route critique. Oh yeah.
And Gardner looks that way. He wants to go that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The corner broke on that pretty well too. Like he broke on that.
Yeah.
He's there, but the thing is Devontae's not doing anything.
No, that's not
to force him to either, because he's trying to take an inside route first. Okay, got it. If you're going to take an inside route, then you better push this corner to where he opens up his hips to the inside.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything to push him. That corner can keep his hips square to the line of scrimmage. And the moment Devontae breaks out, he's sitting. He can break on it. That's why Gardner Minshew doesn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And so Davante Adams, if you're going to release inside and try to push this corner, you better get on your horse, push him, force that corner to open up his hips inside. So now that he's out of position, and then you break out. But I just don't feel like Devontae really. I mean, he jogged the route.
Yeah.
And Gardner's.
I don't know if Devontae was trying to sell like an inside release to a skinny post or what he was trying to do, but it's just not a. It's not a good route. It's not a good route.
And so, and then there are ones, again, we're going to play both, right? There was one where he was potentially late to Trey Tucker, and these are opportunities that you got to take. They're open, okay? Luke Getsy is running an offense where receivers are getting open. We just got to find it. It's going to take some time. I'll still give Minshew some time to find these. But as this play develops, he's just late to get to his progression. You got guys, he's just late to get over to Trey. Now you got Jacoby Myers that could have came open. Again, he's looking at Davante Adams, which is fine. Yeah. But he's got to get through his progression just a little bit more. You got Jacoby Myers.
I don't like that play design. I don't like that play design, really.
I think you got Jacoby right there. You got Jacoby right there, I think.
Yeah.
Against the linebacker, too. You got Jacoby against a linebacker. You got to take that.
Yeah, and he's open. You throw it now, and he's open, but he doesn't pull it. But then he's got Trey Tucker open too, and he's late to get to Trey.
Yeah, you almost got to throw that now. You got to throw that now to Trey.
Yeah, he's just late
getting
now.
Yeah,
and so he's going through his progression. I get it, but he's late. The receivers are open; they're there.
Yeah,
he's just late. And then there's another one. Let's see. Sorry, there's a. Chris is the one I already cut it, but this is one that you want to look at. And look, this is later in the game, and look at the way these safeties are playing. They're not giving us anything deep. It's later in the game.
A pick.
Yeah.
No, this is the one where Trey comes up. He's open.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got
to just sit him right here.
Yeah.
You just got to sit him.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an in route, but yeah, that's a curl. You throw that right on the seam, man.
Yeah, and he hasn't. And the linebacker is not getting like the safeties are super deep. Shout out to Mel Kiper, and the linebacker is not really getting enough depth to really bother that route. If you layer that ball over to Trey Tucker, like he could catch that pass and probably get another 7 yards.
And so this is where, again, it's there. The play design's there.
Yeah.
But we're just not hitting it. And so
another part that I was telling them in our group chat was also from a receiver standpoint. Like, I think if that was a more seasoned, like if that was Tay or somebody, he would have realized that he was open sooner and would have looked back. Like, he would have made himself available sooner. So then Gardner could have threw the ball a lot sooner. Yeah. And then, like at that point, you don't have to finish your route.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at you.
It's looking like Gardner is looking at him. Looks like Gardner.
Yeah,
if I see his helmet, it looks like he's looking at him. And
he's waiting.
But it's like at the point, like, man, I was like, I gotta move on from you. Like, you're not open. Because he looks like he takes that step, that gather to like, okay, I'm about to throw it. But it's like, I don't know if it was a situation where Trey Tucker, he got too much depth on that, and Gardner was expecting him to cut it a little bit shorter on the curl route, or if he was hoping like, hey, you know what, you recognize I'm running wide open, I turn around, look. But something there was there where he was ready to throw the pass, and then Trey wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna get to another play, but hey, shout out to everybody building. I appreciate you guys coming through, and make sure you hit those like buttons. And we got our guy Severe, he came through. You got Severe at the SevereRaider. You got our guy Chris, the Protect Shield Podcast. Make sure you guys go hit those subscribe buttons. I'm 805 Raider at RealTalk Raider Nation. I appreciate you guys coming through. This is something we're gonna do every week. We're just gonna try to pick some plays, kind of break it down, and kind of just provide some clarity. Again, we may be right, we may be wrong, but we definitely want to see you guys' feedback, and I try to bring you guys up in the chat as much as I can. There's one more play.
I got a question though. Can I ask the chat a question?
Yep.
So everyone in the chat, if you want Gardner Minshew to fail, put the number 15 in the chat. I just want to see something real quick. If you want Gardner Minshew to fail as a Raiders quarterback, just put number 15 in the chat. I just want to see something real quick. But go ahead. I just want to do that real quick. But go ahead.
We got two.
Look at this. Look at this.
They're not even.
Look at this. Look at this. That's what I'm
crazy.
See what I'm saying when I talk about our fans? See what I'm saying?
Crazy, yo.
See what I'm saying?
I don't want anybody on my team to fail. Even Eichenberg, he's doing it by himself. But like, I don't want him to fail.
I was about to clip that one too, sir.
What the Eichenberg?
Yeah. So here, I want to respond to that Raider fan. I said this in the beginning, so I don't know if you're around for this. Show the 3rd and 7 run play. Look, I'm not putting that on Luke Getsy, that 3rd and 7 run play, because if you're going to go for it on that, it was already decided that Antonio Pierce wanted to go for it on 4th down, and that's a decision by the head coach. I guarantee you, Antonio Pierce went over to Luke Getsy on 3rd and 7 and said, "Hey, we're going to go for it on 4th down." And so Luke Getsy was just going to try to get some additional yards to get a serviceable 4th down. And in my opinion, it's 14-7 at that point. All right, you're on the Panthers' 40-yard line. Just go for the 1st down.
Yeah.
Run your 3rd and 7 1st down play. Yeah. I don't know why we tried to go for it. And I don't put that on Getsy. I think that was all Antonio Pierce saying, we're going to go for it, try to get some yards. And so
not run, but not run. I mean,
and I think that's what Luke Getsy was like. Okay, let's try to run, get some yards, and make it a manageable 4th down. And I put that on Luke. I put that on Antonio Pierce. Now the quarterback sneak on 4th and long and 4th and 1, which was a long. That was don't agree with that, and that's on Luke Getsy.
That was diabolical. That was a diabolical call. You have a small quarterback. Offensive line that's struggling to get any push whatsoever, and you decide to go for a quarterback sneak, like that makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
exactly.
None at all.
And so more baby oil comments. Appreciate all you guys. So, all right, this is the last one, and I'll be honest with you guys because obviously I brought up a lot of plays, but I just know that this one was Gardner Minshew just not reading it right. There was open receiver. I think this might have been the one. Trey Tucker's out the bottom. He might have came open pretty easily inside, but I'm going to run it through and look at it. But my note on it was just Gardner Minshew. It's just a bad read. I think it's a 3rd and 4. Yeah. So on this one, the reason why I pointed this one out is because I think at times, and it may be because he's just getting hit a lot. There's a lot of pressure on the O-line, but he's just too quick to release. He's checking that ball down sometimes too quick. If you look, Trey Tucker comes wide open. This was an opportunity to get a decent play, move the chains, and keep this drive going. But Trey Tucker comes open. But I think Gardner Minshew just is way too quick to kind of release. And I think Devontae Adams is open up top too.
What route was Trey doing?
Let me say one more time.
Yeah, I was trying to.
So to me, Trey's down below. To me, that's kind of an option route for Trey. I mean, if this corner wants to play that far off, then you shut your route down.
Yeah, shut it down. I feel like he was waffling a little bit.
He was, but at the same time, I mean,
they're playing cover 3. Yeah, like a cover 3.
He's open. He's wide open.
But like, what route was that though? It's like a out and go, like a out and go curl.
I think. Look, my thing is, I think he's just trying to hold that corner from that because it's a cover 3, so they're going to stay on top. Yeah, probably a couple extra moves that he needed.
Yeah.
But the thing is that these are shots that even Devontae Adams, he's open up top.
I think let me look at Tay on this one.
I'm gonna need the people in the chat that don't like Gardner Minshew. Y'all need to get your criticisms together. All right. First, you'll be like, "Oh man, he don't let the play develop." It's "Oh man, he throw the ball too quick." Like you gotta make up.
They're all over the place. They're all.
Does he hold the ball too much, or does he throw the ball too quick? Because y'all just
too many dink and dunks. For 1 second, too many dink and dunks.
Y'all ain't got y'all.
They done heard somebody say that, and they just ran with that narrative. The dink and dunks.
Yeah.
So to me, in my opinion, I just think that in that case, again, I don't know if it's because Gardner Minshew, he's just used to getting pressure right away, but those are the type of opportunities. And again, it's schemed open. We have open receivers, so it's not necessarily all on Getsy. Do I disagree with some things? 100%, but there's opportunities out there as the game goes on, and so. I want to take a look at the chat real quick. I mean, we got some 15s. All right, it's not too crazy.
I honestly was expecting some more. I was waiting for Rebel and I was waiting for Unfazed.
They was laying in wait.
Yeah. They was like I'm not gonna put that. He's like, I'm not gonna go that far.
So I'm going down. I'm just trying to see. I'm not just seeing too many 15s. So okay, so it's not too bad.
I thought it was going to be worse. I did.
So you guys know what I have in my back pocket, and I don't know if you guys want me to bring it up. I told you guys earlier.
The drive?
Bring it up. Now bring it
up.
Oh,
the drive? Oh, yeah. Let's
bring it up. I got to address it. OG, you said you've been a Raider fan for 50 years. It means you were a quarterback in the 70s, bro. This is a different game, okay? Don't tell me what you did in 1973. Like that's not the same no more. Running a wing T as a quarterback, bro. I don't care about that. This is a modern NFL. The game has changed the past 10 years, let alone the past 30 or 40.
Okay, so guys, just let you know, I came prepared because I knew that there was going to be a lot of stuff going on, and so this is Aiden
Space Beast. You wanted it, Space Beast. Raiden tape, not Aiden, but the Raiden. We call him Raiden. Let's watch Raiden go.
It's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So I got the full drive, and so everybody's saying start Aiden O'Connell off of this one drive. Right, that's what's going on, and so let's play it through. We're gonna go ahead and play it through. It's the
one drive.
Eagle eye view up top, and it's the end zone.
Good ball.
Good ball. Now, for reference, guys, remember this is end of the game. They're playing an extremely soft defense. They're keeping everything underneath them. They're going to let anything 15 yards and under basically go. They're not going to press on anything. They're not going to come down on. Look at the safety up top. I mean, the safety's coming from 30 yards away.
Yeah.
All right, they're going to keep.
Good movement. That was good movement in the pocket, though. Like you see,
I was about to say that's good pocket presence right there.
That's good movement right there. Right there, though. Why you holding the ball so long? It's 1, 2, 3.
Hold on. Let's not go. Let's not even go to that play yet. Let's not go to. Okay.
Oh no, this is just the full drive.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, 3. Ball out. Why you holding the ball so long? Why you holding the ball? It's 1, 2, 3. Ball out.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Where you at, OG Raider?
Go back.
Where you at? 72.
Wait. Oh, hold on. My bad. I can't go that far back.
1, 2, 3. Go. Okay. So hold on. Wait. No. Go to the other view.
Hold on. Let me.
Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind.
That was good.
Okay.
That was
the next play right here.
Pocket movement. That was great.
That was great pocket presence right there.
Okay, so
I like
this
that.
one. This is one you want, right?
Yeah. So my thing is watch. Okay. Now you guys have told me over and over again the thing with Aiden is he makes quick decisions like that. Like that's why he's gonna be better in this scheme than Gardner Minshew. That's what you guys have told me. And you said Gardner holds the ball too long and he doesn't find the right guy. So this is his only drive. Watch Trey Tucker right there in the slot. Boom.
Yep. Nah, man. Aiden O'Connell doesn't make mistakes.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't make mistakes. A Gardner thing. Throw the ball right there. He meant to take that 30-yard game.
That sack that made the defense relax a little bit. That's why he took the sack. He was trying to keep them on their toes. He was like, let them calm down a little bit, and then he started really getting into it. Like, come on, man.
Hey, OG Raider, I appreciate you coming through. Hey, we're in a battle. Every time that we come in here, we'll definitely go back and forth.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Glaze got killed. Though.
It's supposed to be 1, 2, 3 the ball out though. Remember that. So
I know, yeah.
Glaze held his 1, 2, 3. He got to his third Mississippi and he thought the play was supposed to be over. It's past 3 alligators, brother. You know, this is.
Let's see. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting the comments. Everybody's gonna have comments.
Shout out to everybody, and we do this with all love, man. You know what I'm saying? We do this all love. At the end of the day, besides y'all that put 15 in the
look unfazed. Unfazed. Minshew played the entire game and got sacked twice. AOC got sacked on his second drop back, bro. Don't talk about how many times guys get sacked, man. Get out of here with
second that drop back, and it was the longest sack of the night.
And it's a 4-man rush with them playing like quarters. Like they're basically in a prevent defense right now. Like, and he still took a sack. Like, how did he take a sack in that situation?
Look,
the guy's wide open.
What I'm gonna throw out there, guys, is look. I'm not saying that, and we all exchanged some messages earlier today. It's like, look, I'm not saying that, Aiden O'Connell won't be good, or there's nothing in this drive tells me that he needs to replace Gardner Minshew.
Yeah,
let's just put that way. Like nothing in this drive that everybody is now up in arms and saying that's it. And again, I hope that showing some of those past plays that I just showed shows that look, there are open receivers. There's also times where there's nobody there and Gardner Minshew's got to use his legs and try to get out of it. There's also times where Gardner Minshew does actually throw a good ball. It's just dropped. Sometimes it's tipped. So it's not all on Gardner Minshew. Everybody is like, Gardner Minshew's trash. Get him out of here. No, Gardner Minshew's not trash.
No,
not based on what the film that I see. I'm not ready to just throw out throw it all out. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Hey, that Raider fan, hold on to that comment, because if something happened a little different later on this drive, people would really be saying what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but something happened. He's scoring on his drive. They're basically conceding.
Yeah. I mean, soft coverage. Look at this.
They're basically conceding.
Like, of course he's going to move downfield. Of course he's going to get downfield. Look at the coverage.
Look. Y'all know my criticism of Brock. Brock didn't do nothing to he's running wide ass open. Now Brock he's a monster now.
All of a sudden.
He's a monster now. Oh, now Brock is a monster, but
hey, look at Glaze though. Hold on, go back. Hey, Glaze handles business right there.
Hey, and our guy
JPJ
Powers
too.
Johnson, he's in.
Yeah, look.
Nice.
Look.
Was that a stunt too? Was that a design stunt?
Yeah.
I'm talking about JPJ. How he passed that off?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it's. It was a stunt on the inside, but not.
Yeah, I think it was an inside stunt. But he passed that off nicely though. He passed that off nicely.
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
About JPJ?
Back again. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
What was JPJ doing? Oh no! Okay.
Yeah, no, that's
right
good.
There. He's slow dancing right there, though.
He passed that stunt off nicely.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it looked funny because after he pushed dude inside, it looked like they were slow dancing.
So the one thing I'll say about JPJ is that he turned it up a little bit in the later plays, but in the first probably like I want to say 4 or 5 plays, it did look like he was just kind of going through the motion. But later in this drive, he starts to come back and hit some guys, and we're definitely going to get to it. So it's good. It's actually good to see because it's something we need on this offensive line.
Boom. I like that.
And what I like about JPJ, and as we go through this, I like his eyes. His eyes stay disciplined, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that when we get there. Good ball by Aiden O'Connell. That was a good ball.
That was.
Yeah, very good.
Saw the opening on the inside.
Very good ball.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Hey, John B, I'm the only one drinking, so I think you're talking about me.
I got something in the cup.
Make sure you hit the like button.
All touchdowns aren't created equally, brother. All touchdowns are not created equally.
Now, look, this is one that you got Aiden O'Connell. He's got plenty of time. He plants that back foot, and it's just it's short.
Yeah,
that's not a good ball. Plenty of time, good protection. Trade for show 1, 2, 3. Trade for Hendon Hooker. That's a whole another topic.
Yeah.
Look at Glaze, man. Look at Glaze.
Glaze doing his thing.
Yeah, quit playing with Glaze.
I think he had Brock early too. That was nice. Oh, that was not. That was Brock. Brock with the help.
Yeah, Brock helped him.
Brock with the assist right there. That was good.
So I'm trying to get
at least Glaze showed some good things, man. He showed some good things. I can't lie.
He did, and I don't know who's coming off that edge. I don't know. It's not still Clowney right now.
No, I don't think it's Clowney. I know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's they got their backups in. Well, some of their backups, some starters still in. Yeah, let me watch JPJ some more. All right, JPJ. Okay, JPJ.
Okay, so this is what I like. Chris, we go to the end zone view. So when I talk about his eyes are disciplined, he does a really good job of understanding I'm going to help, but I also understand my responsibility. This is one of the things that I think Dylan Parham really struggled with in his rookie year, still struggles with it a little bit, but he engages, but he also keeps his eyes very disciplined. And this is what I really like about him. His eyes are disciplined. He's helping, but he also knows, and he comes to cracks.
Yeah.
You got to love it. Very disciplined eyes, and that's what you need as an offensive lineman. I like it.
Exactly. Nah, facts.
Wait, is that still Colton? Wait, who's in at left tackle now?
It's still Colton Miller.
No, I don't think it is. Is that?
It's still Colton.
Is it?
Colton.
Yeah.
Why is he still getting? But honestly, Colton is a problem. I think Colton's more of a problem than you guys really think, man.
I think we were talking about earlier.
It was a pocket right there. Still a pocket.
It was cool, but like you still can't be getting. I don't know, man.
Pocket. He anchored down. He anchored down. He anchored down.
Late.
We'll see the end zone view.
It was late, but
your boy Michael Mara almost got a catch. Severe.
He anchored down. If that was a better ball, it would have been a.
He anchored, but it was just late, man.
Yeah,
it was late.
Wait. What do you mean if it was a better ball, Severe? He only throws good balls.
Oh, very true. You know what? Yeah, if Michael Mayer had been born taller, he would have caught that pass. So that's got to be on Mayer. It's got to be on Mayer. Like
easy boxes.
Wide open.
Trade for Trevor Lawrence.
Wide open. And not only even if Mayer somehow catches that pass, he is getting destroyed.
It's a kill shot.
He is getting destroyed.
Wait. Look, Severe.
We talk about hospital.
He's not the one that throws hospital balls. So you need to stop. You need to stop.
But look, I'll go back. Got to give it credit. This is a good ball.
That's a nice pass right there. That's a good ball.
This is a very nice.
Yeah, that was a good ball. That was. Who was that? Was that to Jacoby?
Yeah, but again, just look at the coverage.
He only looks for Jacoby though.
Very soft coverage.
That was an okay ball. That was an okay ball. I think if he would have placed it a little bit better, Jacoby Jacoby can get some rack on that one because he's see.
Yeah, I'm cool with that though. I'm cool with that.
But it's not bad, but the ball placement could have been better from a guy who was supposed to be this great ball placement guy. You know, like clean pocket.
We're on it today.
Like clean
that
pocket.
wasn't. Now that wasn't the that wasn't JPJ's best rep right there.
No.
Yeah, that wasn't help off of him. But what he did, look like we tried to do. He tried to like pause. We look like he tried to booty bump dude. Like keep.
hey, so I don't Severe. You weren't around when we looked at Cody Whitehair. So.
Oh yeah, the Cody Whitehair was just bad.
Yeah. Again, good ball.
Look, Jacoby 8. This is like
anything away from him.
This is like preseason game. All Aiden O'Connell does is look for Jacoby Myers. He's like, well, where's Jacoby?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's a Jacoby down there somewhere.
All he does is look for Jacoby. There's Jacoby again.
Ball,
yeah,
soft
bro.
Coverage.
Jacoby the only person getting any kind of love on this drive. He's like, bro, I'm hitting Jacoby every play. Yeah.
Jacoby was
every play. Jacoby getting some.
So good hits. Hey, there's some good hits. Good hits.
All right, Aiden O'Connell fans, this is what you're waiting for.
What happened? Oh my good! Did he not see the linebacker? Look, the one time he didn't throw to Jacoby, it's like this. This is why this is why Jacoby only gets the ball. Look at
it. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. But
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, shout out to the chat. Everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we are Raider fans. Besides the ones that put 15 earlier, but everyone else, we want whoever to do well.
Ooh,
but
run that back.
But like Gerard Rivers talking about y'all sound like some haters.
Let me see the other view. Let me see this one. Yeah, let me see this one. Oh, maybe not. I was trying to see if he had Brock, if he had waited, if he had Brock. That safety was kind of playing too. Or the 21.
He would have to throw that quick now. He would have to throw that now. Like he would have to throw that.
I'm talking about late. After he crosses, he's in the back of the end zone. There's nobody back there. But that's like a corner. That's like a corner that's like playing in that zone. So where if he tries to throw it late to Brock, that corner could have bailed and made a play on it.
And I'll tell you right now, this is one thing that we have been missing.
And O'Connor's not a rookie. Stop saying that. He's 26 years old. He's a grown. When I was 26, by the time I was 26 years old, I had 3 kids. I was married with 2 kids and working 2 jobs. He's not a rookie, bro. He's not no kid. He's a grown ass man.
So this is what we've been waiting on the O-line, and this is why we do need JPJ to come back again. Why he's playing right tackle and not getting the reps over there instead of Cody Whitehair. But look, he does.
Why is he on the right side, man?
JPJ does a great job.
Eyes
down.
Oh yeah, and it hit somebody. One thing I love about him, he's always looking to hit somebody. Always.
He's getting always. You gotta like it. All right.
Hell of a play.
Buying some time.
Hell of a play.
That was a great play.
Great play.
So for you Aiden O'Connell fans, we'll play it a couple times for you guys. Okay, don't worry.
Oh, that was a great play.
It was. Again, can't take anything away from him.
Too. And then that's what you need. I mean, that's what he needs to show, I think, to
but because honestly,
honestly though,
that's what we wanted. What?
No, honestly though, he's getting hawked. It was 75. Who's that? 74. 74 is
the big boy was coming.
If there's anybody out there, Aiden O'Connell getting hawked. He's getting hawked. He's getting hawked, bro. He's getting hawked. I don't want to say but somebody talking about look at them wheels. He got 2 flat tires. He's getting hawked by a 350-pound man, hawking him down. But that was he
No,
made that.
But I love that though. Like I love that. Like
hey, that's all that matters. He read it. Look, he sees where he has a opening. He sees a guy there, makes a nice throw while getting hit. Accurate, and he puts it in a good spot where it doesn't have to be a perfect ball because he's like, yo, correct. I can have some room over here. I can let him run to it and make a play for me. It doesn't have to be a great ball. So I think that was a good play. That shows something that he really didn't show a lot of last year.
Yeah.
And so here's my thing.
That play before there, and I told everyone, I think that was the worst thrown ball of the whole game. I think the worst thrown ball. But he followed it up by probably the best play from a quarterback on our side.
And the one thing I will say is that into OG Raiders 805, like I agree in a sense that when you come in late, your arm isn't warm, so that ball he threw in the dirt to Jacoby Myers, I think it was like the fourth play in. Look, like that's just a cold arm. So I'm not putting too much on him on that. Like it's a cold arm. Even the one that the bad ball to Michael Mayer. When you come in late, you've been sitting on that sideline. You maybe get 5 minutes to warm that arm up to go out there and sling the rock. And so, yeah, it's a cold arm. So I'm not putting too much in him, I'm not taking too much away from him. But at the end of the day, I wanted to come on here and I appreciate you guys coming on here and doing this because I don't think there's enough for me to say fire Luke Getsy and Gardner Minshew needs to lose his job. There's not enough on tape for me to say that that's the route to go right now. Because one, you fire Luke Getsy, who are you gonna put up there to call plays? I mean,
exactly.
And so
we don't have nobody. Yeah, we don't have no one that. Wait, who? Don't we have what's his name? Scott.
Scott Turner.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a play caller before, right? He might be the only one that's on the.
I think with the Commanders, but like they have no faith in Scott Turner because when they fired Josh McDaniels last year. They didn't even give play call duties last year. They gave
Bo Hardigree.
Never called plays in his life. Like, look, but we run with you. We're running with you. So
that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
At the end of the day, for me, that was the narrative as soon as the game was done. Is fire Luke Getsy. Minshew is not the guy. And Severe, you weren't on when we kind of talked about it. I put this loss solely on the defense. And when you allow a Carolina offense and Andy Dalton to just put it on you right out the box, you force your offense to be one-dimensional. You force your offense now to be predictable because now we got to start throwing it deep halfway through the second quarter because now we find ourselves in a hole. Antonio Pierce with his calls going on fourth down, it just didn't make any sense when we did at that time. And Devontae Adams with those drops was a killer. And so that's kind of my take on it. It's frustrating as hell, but Severe, you weren't with us kind of in the beginning. So let me know your thoughts. I want the chat to get ready because I want to see Severe kind of give us your thoughts on
Go ahead and cook, young man. Go ahead and cook.
Yeah, man. So first of all, man, to all these Aiden O'Connell people, you guys go take a long walk off a short pier, okay? Yeah, I was getting on my dang on. Like, he has one touchdown drive when Carolina's in prevent defense, and now all of a sudden he's like Joe Montana, like knock it off. And I'm not an Aiden O'Connell hater. See, what I was doing there was reciprocating all the stuff you guys do to Gardner Minshew. And as soon as y'all saw it, y'all was like, "Oh, Severe, he just hates Aiden O'Connell." Well, that's exactly what I think about y'all when y'all.
That's how we feel, exactly.
So if he was to get in there, I'd support him. But I've seen nothing on tape since last year. In this entire offseason, the preseason, and the little bit of time that he played in this last game that tells me he's the answer to our problems. I've seen Gardner Minshew do things that Aiden O'Connell could not do. Physically is incapable of doing. I have yet to see Aiden O'Connell do something that Gardner Minshew can't do as a quarterback. So when he shows that to me, I'll give him props. But as of now, I haven't seen it. He's a guy that sold the process. He doesn't handle pressure well either. He doesn't have the strongest arm. Like, he has all these issues. We're expecting him to just come in and start playing like gangbusters. You saw him against a defense that was basically saying, "Look, we're willing to concede some passes, rally and tackle, keep the clock moving, and if you guys score, well, how many onside kicks do you got in your special teams playbook? Because you're gonna need a whole bunch of them to come back in this game. So, I told y'all last week Spillane was getting cooked in coverage, and I told y'all he got washed out on some runs, and I told you that Diablo played near flawless in coverage. And look what happened this week. The areas of the field where linebackers are supposed to be there to cover, we looked terrible. Spillane looked horrible. Masterson looked trash. Tommy Eichenberg got 5 snaps and somehow gave up 20 yards receiving. How, bro? You was in there for 5 snaps. How you in there for 5 snaps? You give 20 yards and you miss tackles. You supposed to be the tackling dude. Get out of here, bro.
Chris.
You trash, man.
Let him cook.
But look, now everybody was so eager to see us play on defense without Diablo. That's all I give y'all. Diablo was this, Diablo was that. And as soon as we play a game without Diablo, our linebackers look like trash in pass coverage. He's not a thumper. He's never going to be a thumper. He's never going to be come down the alley and slobber knock a guy. That's not his game. But he's damn near flawless in pass coverage this year. Week 1, he was trash in run coverage. Week 2, he was better in run and with his run fits. And this week we didn't play, and we see what our defense looked like. So put some respect on that man's name. We have a lot of work to do, man. We have a lot of work to do as a team. Hopefully, we're willing to look internally and not start pointing fingers like some of our fan base is doing already, saying we need to fire this guy. It's 3 weeks into the season. You guys already well, what's crazy is that if you ask fans before the year, right? Say, what do you think our record would be after 4 games?
2-2.
They would have said
2-2.
We have an opportunity to go 2-2, and they're like, get rid of everybody. Get rid of it. Like, what are you guys doing? That's why we suck.
That's what I'm saying.
Why we suck, because every time there's a little bit of adversity, we're like, get rid of the guys that's playing, get rid of the guy calling the plays, get rid of the head coach. Like,
that's my point.
We played 3 games, and we beat one of the best teams in the NFL last year. So, last week, the one of the best teams last week. So, let this thing play out. Just give it a little time, a little more time.
It's sad.
And here's the thing, we're up in arms about a game that, again, I think our defense lost us. That's what I'm upset. Like, we're not saying that our defense is very suspect at this point. We're blaming all the blame on Gardner Minshew and Luke Getsy. And so I think we need to kind of come off of that. I'm going to give Gardner Minshew and Luke Getsy at least 5 to 6 games. Let them figure this out. You're going to have missed reads because you're learning a new offense. It's a brand new quarterback, right? So let's let this play out. One of the hardest things to do in football is a quarterback having the chemistry with his receiver. And so we need to build that. And it's not just, we had training camp, we had offseason. No, you got to build that also against a starting defense through an entire game.
And I'm glad you said that. And honestly, this kind of goes back to what I was saying during the offseason. People thought I was tripping, but we should have had joint practices with another defense. Everyone was like, we got the best defense. Because, we play that defense all the time. They pick them on certain things. We should have had joint practices with somebody so we can really see other looks. And also what Severe is talking about with chemistry, or what you were talking about with chemistry. Keep in mind that Devontae was out a lot of the offseason, with his child being born, which is understandable. I get it. But my thing is, like you said, this is a new quarterback receiver combination like that. Again, like I said, that option route, those are things that, they might be a problem in week 3, but that stuff's going to work itself out in week 4, 5, 6. They're going to have that down. Like, and someone asked, did was that AOC pass worse than Gardner's real interception? I think so. I think it was a worse pass because Gardner's interception was based off of just a miscue. It was a miscue. AOC dropped back, scanned the field, decided to go at a certain place because he thought that's the best place for the ball to go, and threw it. If Josie Jewell didn't, if Josie Jewell would have tripped and fell on his feet, or tripped and fell on the ground, the other DB would have intercepted it. So it was 2 guys there it was 4 hands that was going to get there before it got to Devontae. Just like little stuff
that
like
that was a ditty. That was forehands could have been on them ball.
Take that. But not for real though, man. But like my biggest thing, man, it's like, and I know we have fun on here with the ALC people and all that, but it's like, and that's why I asked that question earlier. It's like, man, it's embarrassing that we have people in our fan base that want our quarterback to fail.
Man,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. Like, we got to do better as a fan base, man. Like, why are we like, there's never been a time I wanted anybody on my team to fail, regardless.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I'm with you. Hey, James Lillard, I appreciate you for the super chat. 3 goes. I appreciate you. I can't. That's as big of a compliment as we can get on this. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you enjoy it. And I appreciate you pulling through 100%. I think the one thing that we touched on before, and we're going to end with this because we've been on for over 2 hours. So we're going to end with this in chat. I appreciate you, all you guys coming through, guys,
appreciate y'all, man,
and girls, everybody. Myra G, I see you coming through. I appreciate
Myra
you.
Jeezy.
Make sure you guys hit that like button. Go to all just the SevereRaider. Chris at the Protect Show podcast. I'm 805 Raider at RealTalk Raider Nation. Make sure you guys go hit that like button, subscribe. We're going to do this every week, multiple times a week. But Severe, we got to get your take now that we've been able to digest it. What is your thoughts? Do you think that Antonio Pierce really means something behind those comments that he made? Individuals were making business decisions, and now we have to make some business decisions as well. What do you think he was meaning by that? Now that we've had a couple of days to kind of sleep on it, think about it, what were your thoughts? And we'll end with that.
I definitely think he meant that. You know, I there's one thing about Antonio Pierce. He's not a guy. He's not cryptic. He's not a guy that, you know, he's some like he's some black box. He's some enigma. Like, oh, I wonder what Antonio Pierce is thinking. Like, nah, he's going to let you know exactly what he's thinking, and that's exactly what he was feeling. And you know, we heard it as pressure the other day. He had a day to sleep on it. You know, people thought maybe it was an emotional after a bad loss, his worst loss as the Raiders, you know, head coach, whether that be interim or you know, in the full-time position. And they gave him an opportunity to kind of walk those comments back, and he straight up said, "I said what I meant." So, and we kind of saw some plays on tape, right, where guys were there. The effort wasn't there on offense and defense. You know, there were some plays where, you know, guys kind of they packed it in, right? They got hit in the mouth early, and maybe they were thinking about, okay, you know what, they got this one. We'll pack this one. You know, we'll concede this one, and we'll get ready for next week. But you know, he's expecting a team that's going to play with effort, you know, for all 4 quarters, and that's not what we got. So I think there will be some changes. I doubt if there will be any coaching changes or any scheme changes as of yet, but I expect some personnel changes. I do expect JPJ to be starting, whether that's on the left side or the right side remains to be seen. I don't know why he would put him in at the right side. You know, I figure the left will be the best place for him, but you know, I think that's going to be a change there, but I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know what, we've tried the Zamir White thing. Let's see if Madison as a lead back and Zamir as a kind of change up back. Let's see if that dynamic works a little bit better. I expect some changes there. So we'll see. We'll see. We got an important game in Cleveland or against Cleveland in Las Vegas. And, you know, Las Vegas has a whole bunch of massage parlors. So let's hope Deshaun Watson is not playing with post-nut clarity. You know, let's hope he's, you know, let's hope he does not have that. You know, he come in the game, but he come out there.
Yeah, there's nothing more, no more clarity than that.
Too relaxed. It could be a long day for us on Sunday. So
but shout out to the chat, because if any of you guys are coming into the Cleveland game, I know Chris, you're gonna be here for the Cleveland game. I'm here in the Vegas area, so I'll be out there. Leo, you in the chat, man, you're gonna be coming through as well. So you know, we'll definitely try to let us know if you guys are coming through. We're gonna try to do another live later in the week at some point, and so stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys come back through. The only thing I'll add to this, and I said it in the beginning, is when Antonio Pierce said that individuals made business decisions, he didn't say players. And when he followed it up, he said that there were certain play designs that didn't work out. There were certain things that they wanted to go back to that they didn't go back to. I also am curious if he was thinking about coaches. whether or not coaches were making business decisions. And then later the next day in this press conference, every time the reporter would say, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" He goes, I'm gonna talk with the players about that. And I'm like, are you talking to the players? Because it's a coach. I don't, and AP has said before that the players, they call some stuff, right? I mean, that's what he said in the past, which is a very dangerous thing to do at times, is that you can run a fine line. And so I don't know. I think it just leaves too much. It leaves too much to be kind of speculative about. But the one thing I'll say is, if you're going to put it out in public, if you're going to go on the podium and say it, you better stand on it, and you better do something about it. We might need to see some changes that that affect this team in a certain way. Because if you don't see any changes, then that's something bold that you put out on a person. You know what I'm saying? That's something bold that you put out there, and putting that on someone's name, that ain't good without backing it up. So that's kind of my thoughts on that, Chris.
Yeah,
let Severe go for it.
Oh yeah, but before I do that, man, shout out to someone that was in the chat that reminded us. Salute to you, 805, your year anniversary, man.
No, I appreciate
starting the thing, man. You've been killing it, man. You've been killing the game, man. So so guys, if you guys are not subscribed to him, man, make sure you subscribe to him. Make sure you subscribe to Severe, man. But he's been crushing it for this year, man. So salute.
I appreciate you.
No problem, man. But so kind of on that, man, I think that for Pierce to say that was really something that he had to get out, because he's an ex-player, and almost like that unwritten rule is like, you keep things in house. If there's some issues or whatever, you keep that stuff in house. So the fact that he even said it to the public, it really bothered him. Like something really bothered him. And I don't know if you guys watched the broadcast or what it showed on your broadcast, but towards the end, I thought it was kind of interesting seeing the dynamic between him and Marvin Lewis. It's almost like they were talking, like something was bothering both of them, and they were kind of talking about, I don't know if it was Jack Jones or I don't know what it was, but it just seems like their dialogue back and forth was like, whatever it was, it was bothering them. So I don't know, but I think you're totally right. 805. I think that for him to put that out, it really there's something to it. He wouldn't just say it just to say it. Yeah,
and then you gotta stand on it. Right?
Gotta stand on it.
So, hey, I appreciate you. Hey, everybody, appreciate you saying congrats for myself. Yeah, I mean, today, a year ago, I dropped my first video, which, if I go back and look at that video, it was horrible. But I've grown a little bit. And I'm excited about doing it, because if not, I wouldn't be able to link up with you guys. You guys know the game. I enjoy it, and I cannot wait for this weekend, Chris. It's gonna be yours and I first time kind of linking up.
Are you ready though? Are you ready?
I mean, I hope so. I've heard stories.
Leo, let this man know he ain't ready.
I'm probably not, man. I'm probably not 100%. But I appreciate everybody coming through the chat and pulling up. Again, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. You got the SevereRaider. Go subscribe. Chris, Protect the Shield podcast. I'm 805 Raider at RealTalk Raider Nation. I appreciate you guys. And I know, Myra, thanks. I appreciate you bringing it up at the very end. Appreciate it. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button. Make sure you pull through, turn those notifications so you'll know when we go live the next time. We're going to try to hit you guys again before the Cleveland Browns game. Possibly do a little recap. Make sure that we're kind of up to speed and updates, injuries. I had a couple questions, people asking about Max Crosby and his status, and Leo saying, I ain't ready for Chris. Probably I ain't going battle. And so, but hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the next one. We're out.